Welcome to Nerd on Nerd with me, Ellie Kempster.
And me, Liam Underwood. And this is a super special anniversary episode.
It's our 3-year anniversary.
So our second anniversary episode?
No, that'd be 2 years.
No, because obviously the first episode isn't really an anniversary episode, is it? So,
No, you're right. But
so it's our
have we not been recording this for 3 years?
Yeah, so we'd have done an anniversary... Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Wait. Let's think this through. The first year was when we did the erotic fan fiction.
Yeah, and then the second year was the bad idea.
The bad idea. So this is our third anniversary.
So this is our third year. Yeah, this is our third anniversary episode
because we've done it for 3 years.
Of Nerd
that
on
makes
Nerd.
sense.
Yeah.
I was confusing myself.
Yeah, you completely threw me there.
And we're still just as professional and slick as we've always been.
Yep.
So yeah, this is our third anniversary special. Welcome. We're going to do... Oh, honestly, after the palaver of last year, where Ellie did not like the suggestion I made...
Did you like the suggestion you made?
It had potential.
No. Answer truthfully. Not the idea when we did the episode.
Oh, yeah.
Did you or did you not go, this was a bad idea?
Yeah. So, okay, let me just clarify. When we did the episode, it was a bad idea, but there was potential to the idea if people had joined in.
Yeah, but that's... We as Nerd on Nerd should have learnt by now that we cannot rely on people joining in, because we maybe get 2 people.
Yeah, we can rely on Amanda.
Tom will do stuff if it's funny.
Yeah, and Kat if I force her.
Yeah, so there we go.
Which I had to do for this episode.
Good, I'm glad. I bet she really enjoyed that.
Yeah, so after all of this, bitching and moaning about the letter idea that I had, Ellie was like, right, next year, I'm going to come up with the idea. She had all year to come up with something.
Yep. I remember having an idea.
Yeah, do you remember what that idea was?
No idea, mate.
No, so...
If anyone, goes back and listens to our episodes, and I ever mention what the idea was, which I don't think I did.
No, I don't think you did.
Let me know.
But I reckon by next year, I'll have caught up with the YouTube stuff. So... I'll have been able to listen.
Only a year away.
We're currently going through mid-2017.
Don't say we.
I'm currently going
through... You're not allowed to say we when it comes to the YouTube page, not while you're doing this.
I'm currently going through mid-2017.
Thank you.
So we're getting there.
Yep.
Whatever, I've sidetracked. Look, you haven't come here to listen to this bullshit. You've come here to find out what we're doing in this episode.
If they've put on Nerd, this is exactly the kind of bullshit they've come to listen to.
Yeah. Which might explain why so few come to listen. Anyway, so, to cut a long story short, Ellie had a whole year. She didn't. She failed. She ended up deciding that what we're going to do is culture swap our first episode, which, as a side note, is an idea that I had previously and Ellie said was a bad idea. So, that's where we are.
Accurate.
In this episode, for culture swap, we're going to go and revisit episode 1 of Nerd on Nerd, where it all began, sort of. It's called A Fleshlight.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that. But before all that fun, it's time for catching up with Ellie and me, Liam.
Yeah, it is.
Thought I'd mix things up after 70-something episodes. So, what have you been up to?
Liam, I have done a couple of things. One of which is, I'll just sort of not breeze through. I'm trying not to do that as much.
Okay.
But I went to see a band called Nothing But Thieves. Don't know if you know about them.
Nah, never heard of them.
They're this, not small band, but they were the kind of band that was at festivals, but weren't playing, headline slots. They were playing, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh, no, maybe later than that. That's, real early. Maybe, 4.
Yeah. So
mid-lineup.
So, for someone that doesn't really go to festivals at all, I'm assuming, the way it works is the later you're on, the bigger you are. Yeah,
and it leads up to the headline act, which is the last act on.
At what sort of time is that?
In English festivals, so Reading and Glastonbury, that sort of thing, it's probably around 9:30 to 11, maybe even 9 to 11, depending on how big their set is or whatever.
Yeah. So at 4, you're talking 5 hours before the headline, so...
And probably 4 hours after the start of the day's thing. Yeah. So it's sort of mid-lineup. People will be there.
But they maybe won't be there specifically for that band.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So that's what they were, a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. But now, suddenly, I don't know, they were talking about it, and I sort of looked it up before. They've suddenly got quite big.
Okay.
Like, so this show was at a place called Alexandra Palace.
Yeah.
It's up in London. It's quite a big venue.
Yeah.
And it was sold out. And they were like tweeting about, they were like legit, and I think they were being legitimate. They tweeted like, "We genuinely can't believe we sold this out. This is amazing. Like, this is what we always wanted." Stuff like this.
Yeah.
And so that they seem like quite nice people. I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." I don't like them that much.
Oh, that's.
I was like, I've heard them before, and I was like, "Oh, this will be a my dad and Chuck wanted to go, and they were like fans."
Yeah.
And then me and another guy, James, went as well.
Yeah.
And we were both like, I mean, it was fine.
Yeah.
But I wasn't a fan. I'm never going to, like, if anyone's like, do you want to go see Nothing But Thieves? I'm going to go, no, I'm alright.
What is it about them that just doesn't quite work for you?
So, part of it is that their like, genre that I would put them in is maybe on the, like, rockier side of indie rock.
Yeah.
Okay, so not like, they're not playing like acoustic guitars. They're playing electric guitars. They've got the rock sound going on.
Yeah.
But they feel like one of those, like back in the day where you get like a sort of a punk rock or an emo rock band.
Yeah.
And that band maybe thinks they're a bit harder than they are, or that their fans are different. I don't know. They've got this whole air about them where, like, for example, the lead singer, said, for this next song is a hard rock song. Or no, I don't even know if it was that. He was like almost heavy metal. He was like, this is a heavy song.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, your other stuff hasn't been heavy so far. I'm ready for this. Give me a bit of heavy music. No, it's just average, just completely normal rock. And I was like, this isn't you can't announce that you're playing your heavy song and then play a completely normal rock song.
Yeah, that's.
And his fans were all loving it. They were like, oh yeah, whoa,
this is so heavy.
And then the bit that like really hit the nail on the head for me was towards the end. He was like, this next song is, I want everyone in the crowd, I want you to mosh to this or dance. And I don't know if you've experienced the crowd that usually mosh to a song.
Yeah.
But if your choices are moshing and dancing and people can dance, you're doing the moshing wrong.
Yeah, moshing doesn't really lend itself to dancing.
No, it doesn't. So when you're saying you've got that choice, already I'm like, well, I don't think you want anyone to mosh. Guess how many people moshed to that song, Liam?
Not many?
No, none. Everyone danced. And I watched a bunch of teenagers and young adults dance to the song, and I was like, this is not my cup of tea.
The thing that I think is most, like, I've never seen this, but from what I've heard, because I've been to some live music things, but not a whole lot.
Yeah.
The closest marriage between like moshing and dancing is probably, is it called skanking? No, not skanking. What's the one that you do at like
the one where you like flail around? Liam showing his age there, referencing the old classic live ska.
It's. I don't think it's called skanking.
I know what you mean. I know there is a dance, and I can't remember what the name of it is.
Has a word for it.
Is it not skanking? Is skanking something else?
I thought skanking was like when a girl was whoring around.
Well, yeah, I think that's another meaning of it.
Oh. Yeah, I'm Googling dance to ska, see if there's... Oh, it is skanking. It's a form of dancing practiced in the ska punk, hardcore punk, reggae, jump up and other music scenes. It originated at Jamaican dance halls.
Good, thanks for the fact lesson, Liam.
Don't say nerd on nerd, never taught you nothing.
Okay. What were you going to say about skanking?
That's like the closest between dancing and moshing.
What do they do in skanking? Is that the one where... I know there's moshing, which is you make the circle
and you just jump into each other.
Everyone runs into each other.
Yeah,
whatever.
Skanking.
There's walls where you form two groups, run into each other.
That just seems
stupid.
There's
that flaily one where someone just flails their arms.
Yeah,
in the middle of the.
So yeah, I think skanking isn't quite like flailing. It's a lot of like kicking, but it's in time to the music. It's not like you're trying to kick the other people.
You're dancing, and if you hit someone else.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't even think it's like that. I don't think you're meant.
Well, then why is it related to moshing, Liam?
Because it's quite like vigorous.
Okay, so it's a vigorous dance.
Yeah, it's not like dancing.
Okay, well this wasn't vigorous dancing. This was just normal dancing. I saw a lot of people just doing very regular dancing.
What was the like age range of people there?
To be fair, it was very varied.
Yeah.
But I would say it skewed younger.
Right, okay. So maybe you're just not with it anymore.
I mean, I mean that's fine, but even if I'm not with it, I was around for moshing. I know what moshing is.
No, but I meant specifically with this band. Maybe that's why you don't like them.
But no, they're not. They're still a rock band. I think, especially with rock, there isn't really. It's not like kids' music. Like they weren't on stage being like, "I just want to invite her to prom." Like there was none of that.
I'm not interested then.
Well, God, yeah, no, that's your dream.
Yeah, and a synchronised dance that you can learn and perform.
Of course, yeah. I don't. No, they weren't like that. They were a rock band still.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they were like ultra pop. I'm just saying they weren't heavy.
What sort of dancing were people doing in this scenario?
To be fair, it was mainly one guy that I did stare at for that entire bit because his dance was... He was very drunk and he was doing just this like... It was almost like interpretive dance.
Yeah.
It was a thing of beauty just watching this drunk guy just like, I'm feeling this song. I'm not going to mosh, but I am going to dance.
Fair enough.
I think he was dancing near a puddle of sick as well because someone did throw up right next to everyone and there was just this little circle that formed around the vomit. And then people kept walking through it. And then like... Because in your head you're like, oh, what an empty space. How lovely, I'll walk through it. But
no,
it was empty because of the vomit.
Yeah. That's... It's things like anecdotes like that make me think I'm kind of glad that I'm past that like going to live music part of my life.
But that's such a minor thing. Like people throwing up is... it's so rare for someone to actually throw up in the gig.
Yeah, I guess.
And even then, it's the chance of it being near you is minimal.
Yeah, I enjoyed. To be honest, I kind of missed out on the prime like music going which is probably teenage years, right?
I mean, my dad and his mates would disagree with you.
Well, yeah,
seeing as they are still.
But I think they're probably outliers to the norm.
I don't know if they are, mate.
I don't know, but I mean,
honestly, there are bands where like.
Yeah,
the majority are our age. Like, I think it just depends. Like, so if you go to like Red Hot Chili Peppers gig,
oh yeah, that's one.
That's not going to be that's not going to be 18-year-olds being like woohoo. That's going to be people our age and older who are mostly there. There'll be younger people as well, but
the problem with Red Hot Chili Peppers is I started listening to them when I was in secondary school at like age 14. Yep. So this was before. They kind of had their like resurgence almost when they did things like By the Way, that album, and Californication.
That album was when you were 14. I listened to that album. That was the first album I listened to that got me into Red Hot Chili Peppers. Was someone played By the Way at a summer camp?
By the Way
was
wasn't
like
Californication. I remember. I remember when it came out. Maybe I'm getting my dates mixed up with Californication when that came out. Anyway, the album that got me into them was their like What Hits album, where it was very much their like funky days that they were doing. And Californication was released in like 1999, so I would have been 12 at that time.
Yeah.
I kind of not regret's the wrong word, but I wish I could have seen them before they hit this stadium level that they're at now.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it would have been nice to see them in like a smaller venue when they were still like up and coming and still had some of that like spunk to them, whereas now
I think they've still got the spunk to them. I don't think they're
but
I know what you mean. There's something about seeing a band in a smaller venue that is quite nice.
Exactly. And that's when I got into going to music stuff, was when we were at uni in Portsmouth.
Oh yeah, I remember us going to Wedgwood Rooms.
Yeah, that was a nice venue, I thought, for
Edge of the Wedge.
Yeah. I saw a Funeral for a Friend there, which was just like nostalgic joy for me.
Fair enough.
But anyway, yeah, I don't know. There are still musicians I'd like to go see, but they're very different now to what teenage me would have wanted to go see.
Yeah, well now it's like all comedy music for you, isn't it?
No, Taylor Swift.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I would.
That's fair. We should go see Taylor Swift. We should do it for Nerd on Nerd.
I think we should.
Can we swing that somehow?
I don't know, but the tickets are expensive as well, because I did look when she was doing her like UK tour, and it's super expensive.
What we need to do is make money
Yeah.
from this podcast, and then do Taylor Swift as a business expense.
Yeah, I mean, you think we've been doing this for 3 years now, so hopefully soon we'll start making money.
At some point.
At some point. I don't think we should stop until we start making money.
The moment we make our first pound on a Nerd on Nerd episode, we're out.
It's going to go straight to our heads. But no, I think we should go see Taylor Swift next time she's touring. Even if it's going to be expensive, we should commit to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know why you thought comedy music. I don't really listen to a lot of that.
You went and saw Flight of the Conchords. That was like the most recent live band thing you saw.
I consider that more of a comedy gig than a band gig, which is stupid, but yeah.
I just thought... No, I think you're right, but I just assumed that...
To be fair, if Stephen Lynch comes back to the UK, 100% going to see him again. He was great.
Fair enough.
I can't think of any other comedy musicians. Do you know who I would like to see before they get super big? And they were in the UK recently and I missed out, is Courage My Love.
Yeah, I've seen that they've started doing stuff again, or maybe have just been doing stuff the whole time.
Yeah, I think they've started coming to Europe every year pretty much now, I think.
Oh, fair enough. Someone posted their most recent music video and I was like, oh shit, Courage My Love.
Yeah, I haven't listened to their recent music, which is the thing that makes me nervous about seeing them, because I'd want them to be like, play the stuff I know, not the new stuff.
Oh yeah, you're one of those dicks.
Yeah. What else have you been up to?
The other thing, Liam,
yeah,
is something you're aware of, but I'm going to share it with the listeners. I am embroiled, Liam,
right,
in perhaps the biggest fight anyone could have with.
It really is
maybe the biggest company in the world.
It's like a David and Goliath situation, really.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm there with my little sling.
Yeah.
All I need to do is hit Google right in the eye, and I've won.
Yeah.
Liam, I chat with you when we're not at work necessarily, but usually at work, on Google Hangouts.
Yeah, when we've got some downtime.
Yeah, exactly. When there's a break, when people aren't busy.
Days.
Yeah. We chat on Google Hangouts with Dan Palmer, who's been on the show as well.
Yeah.
And on Google Hangouts, they had a feature where you could draw in a tiny little box.
Yeah.
Not very big at all. You could draw with a little shitty drawing app. And I got, not to blow my own trumpet, I got pretty good at it.
Yeah, I don't know how you got so good at it.
Yeah. Like,
it's weird.
There's a couple of drawings that I'm actually kind of proud of that one.
Yeah.
Like, that was pretty good. I got good at it. Google removed it.
Yep.
I can no longer do that.
No.
And all I want, listeners, is I just want Google to tell me why. That's my goal. I don't even necessarily want them to bring it back. I just want them to tell me why it's gone.
I don't think that's unreasonable.
No, I think it's completely fair. So, what I've been doing is every day, apart from a couple of days that I've accidentally missed, I have been tweeting Google just to get a response. That's all I want. Even if they said, it's just gone, get over it, I'd be like, yeah, fine.
Now, you have been getting responses.
I have. Not from Google.
No.
I've been getting responses from other people annoyed that Hangouts drawing has gone.
Yeah.
I've been invited to a couple of groups that I've joined.
Yeah.
Like internet groups, not like real life meetups. Not like Google Hangouts drawing anonymous.
Yeah.
I used to be an addict. Where is it? I've had someone tweet me from... I don't know what they are. They're almost like a brand ambassador for Google Education or something.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know who she is. She's helpful. Like, she's not a dick. She's been quite nice. She was like, oh, have you tried, messaging them feedback? And I was like, well, I'm tweeting them every day. And also, yes, I've left them feedback.
Yeah. The thing is, you have since found a new drawing tool.
Yeah, I've been using Adobe Illustrator. I've gone from the simplest of tools to learning a much more complicated one.
And you seem to be enjoying it.
I am.
The thing that annoys me about this whole thing, and I've said this to you several times before, is I want you to start doing, like, a daily comic, and you refuse.
No, I don't refuse. I want to do one. The problem I have is, one, I can't do a daily comic, because I can't guarantee that every day I will have enough time to do a drawing. Yeah,
but when you can. Best effort.
The second issue I have is that when I do these drawings, usually the old ones in Google Hangouts would be someone said something in the chat that made me think, like, for a bad example, I don't remember what we were talking about, but someone said butter and misspelt it butler or something.
Yeah.
So one of the Google drawings I have is a little slice of butter on a plate wearing a butler suit.
Yes.
I don't know why I did that, but I did that. And I spent my time doing that. So the issue with a comic is I'd have to have an idea, and then I'd have to every day be like, what's the next part of this idea? Whereas much...
What I'm thinking, the way I picture it, right, is you do exactly what you're doing, where you have these, like, they're very spontaneous, but over time, you start, like, linking them. So, like, maybe a character from a few weeks ago suddenly appears in something that relates to what is happening that day. So it's not necessarily like each one it's an ongoing story. It's just when you put it together, there can be links from time to time. Does that make sense?
I guess I'll try that, Liam.
Like maybe your little King Cucumber could appear in the background of one. I'm helping.
I guess he could.
I'm helping.
Thank you.
That's all right. Don't worry.
But yeah, that's all. I'm just embroiled in a battle with Google. So if anyone wants to help me out, retweet my daily tweets.
And I think you should create a Twitter account for these daily comics and put them on Twitter every day. Well, best effort.
Right, fine, maybe. We'll see.
But also, I think you should keep using Illustrator, because your stuff in Illustrator looks better.
It does. Illustrator does some shit that makes things look better. When you're drawing, it doesn't smooth the line, but it if you draw an accidentally messed up bit, it sort of does a smoothing effect, and you can tweak the lines you've already drawn, which you can't do in Google.
No. What you basically need is now for Google to buy out Adobe so they can incorporate Illustrator.
Yeah. Maybe that's why it's gone.
They could be doing the long game. Could be like the whole Marvel Netflix stuff. Maybe that's all disappearing for a bigger reason that we currently can't see. Probably not.
Don't know if it is.
No, I'm not sure.
That's been my life for the last however long.
Okay.
What have you been up to?
So still just getting the house sorted. I
completely forgot to talk about something, but I guess you'll talk about it. So
Black Friday happened.
Yep.
And I got excited.
Yeah.
So
sort of as you do.
We discussed in the past about virtual reality.
Yep.
And PlayStation virtual reality, to be specific.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of went off of it for a while, and then a new headset came out that didn't really offer a lot of new stuff, but addressed some issues that I specifically were having. And it was for a good price in the Black Friday deals. So I bought it, and I bought a few new VR games, and I've got way back into VR now. Like
good.
In a big bad way.
I mean, it's not a bad thing to be into VR. It is the future of gaming. I stand by that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like I'm getting too into it.
Have you, at any point, wanted to get out of your real life and live in the virtual world? Like, say you and Kat are having a bit of a moment. Like, I don't know, you haven't... Yeah. You've just sort of stripped off your clothes. You're standing there naked, and you're like, "Kat, wash me!" And then Kat's like, Liam, I'm busy. It's the middle of the day. I'm at work.
Yeah.
Have you ever then just been like, I want to escape into my virtual world? Basically,
yeah. Not that exact scenario, but yeah.
Pretty close, though.
Exactly. So, I've been playing... So, I got this new headset. I got a few games bundled in with it. I got Astrobot, which, as you know, I'm a big fan.
You won't shut up about.
I won't. Okay, listeners, I really want Ellie to play this game. I think she'll like it. She thinks it's funnier if she doesn't.
I do think that's funnier.
And it's annoying for me, because I know she'd like the game.
But you also know that it's funny.
Oh, yeah. And the thing is, like, it's a good game, but because she won't play it, I've now had to basically oversell it. So even if she did play it, probably wouldn't live up to the expectations.
Which is maybe the best punchline to the joke, is after, like, half a year of not playing it, I eventually play it and I'm just like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. I've also played a game called Farpoint.
That was like one of the early ones, right?
It was early-ish, and
that wasn't like an insult to the game.
No,
it was quite
early doors. It came out in like the first sort of like slew of games. I think it came with a gun controller.
Yeah,
it's really fun, but also it's the first game in VR that's made me feel a little bit nauseous.
Oh, okay.
Because you do the basic setup for this game is you crash land on a planet and you're tracking these holograms of people that... I explained this badly. People crash landed on a planet and you're tracking their holograms trying to catch up to them.
Okay.
So picture you're standing in a room with a headset on holding a gun, but you use a thumbstick on the gun to move.
Yeah.
So your character is walking around this planet, but you're not actually moving. And also, like, you're going like up and down hills. There's like big sort of gorges that you can walk up to and look into. It really it trips my stomach.
Okay.
Also has these horrible little crab things that like burrow out of the ground and jump at your face, which is not fun.
No, that's understandable.
An issue I sort of have with VR, well, it's not really an issue, but to me it suddenly feels like with games, I find if I persist and practice, I eventually get not necessarily good, but adequate at most games.
Okay, yeah.
With VR, it's like such a whole new skill set that you have to employ to get good at it.
Yeah, you're no longer like learning how quickly you need to move the thumbstick to do a certain move to shoot someone. You're now actually having to move to shoot someone.
Yeah, so the skills involved feel a lot more tied into your natural skills as a human, and that's a struggle for me. Yeah,
no, Liam doesn't have real life skills.
No, well, like shooting things. I don't have particularly good aim.
Nope, fair.
So yeah, But it's fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm playing VR Tetris.
That's the one that... I mean, I feel like it's almost a waste, Liam.
Yeah.
It's almost a waste, isn't it, of your VR kit? That you've taken VR and you're playing Tetris.
It's so nice, like, to just unwind at the end of a long, hard VR session. You know, I've been saving astrobots, I've been exploring planets. What's a boy to do after all that? Play a bit of Tetris.
Is it literally just Tetris?
What do you mean?
Are there any different, like... Well, because if it's VR, right, in my head I'm like, well, maybe they could have added an element of, like picture a Tetris screen. They could maybe have added an element where you're playing it, like, round two edges. So it's like, oh, I'm looking at this side, but I can move it round to there. Would be incorporating VR. It's literally just one.
So it is fun, so...
Yeah, it's Tetris, Liam. Everyone knows Tetris is fun.
But let me try and explain.
It's not VR.
Let me try and explain, right? As you move the bricks,
yeah,
the tone of the music sort of changes.
Okay.
So you've got like this nice background music playing, and then as you like
rotate them,
it sort of changes a little bit, and then if you like do the bit where you make the brick immediately fall down, it sort of speeds the music up a bit, right? But then in the background, so take one of the early levels, it's like sea themed. So you've got nice like nautical music playing.
Yeah. And
in the background, you've got like dolphins swimming, but they're made out of like stars. And when you like make a good thing happen, they sort of fly around you. I think I'm selling this to you. It only costs like 30 quid.
Does it really? No,
it was more expensive than it should have been. Really,
Liam, why did you buy Tetris?
I thought it'd be fun.
I can see why you're playing it, because you're just like, fuck me, I spent 30 quid on this.
Yeah, there was one level that was awful. It was like this Western themed level, and like the bricks just looked stupid, and the music. Sometimes this is the problem when the music is quite tied into the game.
Yeah,
each round has very different succinct music, but every now and again you get one where you're just like, oh, this is shit, so you're just like desperate to get through that round as quick as possible. But then there's others that are really good. There's some like sort of like neo-noir type rounds. I don't know, it's
honestly, mate, I'm not buying it, so
I don't think you should. It's fun.
No, I won't.
I think you should play it when you visit next.
Yeah, just so I want to experience the star dolphins flying around me because I did a good thing.
Yeah, it is quite fun, but it is also Tetris.
Yeah.
There's no escaping that.
Getting around that. It's just Tetris.
It's just Tetris.
Straight up Tetris.
So yeah, I've been escaping into a virtual reality world. That's been fun. Also had a board game weekend.
Yeah, who came to that?
You did.
Yep.
So you came and stayed over.
Yep, I came down
in the
Saturday.
new house.
Yeah, I'd slept on something that wasn't a slowly deflating airbed.
Yeah. I think you preferred the slowly deflating airbed, in all honesty.
I don't know, I really liked the futon.
Okay.
Futon. I don't really know.
Did you wake up without like back problems?
Yeah, it was fine.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah, whereas like I used to like the airbed, but I would wake up and be like, oh, my back hurts.
Yeah. So you've seen the new house and also the new area we're living in.
Yep.
The house is good, right? But like the
house is better than your old house.
The area doesn't have Mitros Natros nearby. So
listeners, I don't. I'm assuming you either remember this or you might not have heard back this far. I don't remember how long ago it was, but when Liam was looking for a house, I think we spoke about it on the episode on the podcast. But Liam had a list of criteria which I would describe as fucking stupid, because his criteria are things like there has to be a cinema. Yeah, you're like, okay, that's fine. Has to be a cinema. Pretty much everywhere is within driving distance of a cinema. Doesn't have to be a cinema. It has to be a cinema. How close, Liam? It was very specific. It was like within a 10-minute drive.
10 to 15.
Which is fucking stupid. That's just so specific. It had to have a gym within, not walking distance, was it? That was still driving?
Within a 5-minute drive.
See? These things, it's such a specific criteria.
Well, 5 to 10 minutes.
And then now he's moved somewhere because he couldn't find anywhere with those criteria. So
no, I did find somewhere with that criteria. Sorry. Where we are now fits most of the criteria I had. So I'll run you through the criteria. Cinema within a 10 to 15 minute drive, gym within a 5 to 10 minute drive, a nearby HMV, and a nearby comic book shop. The only thing we don't have here is the comic book shop. All the others are ticked.
Yeah.
But we don't have... The thing is, with this area, it doesn't have the charm of Chichester. It doesn't have a Mythos Naturos nearby that you can walk to.
When Liam says the charm of Chichester, I've been through Chichester. The only thing he wants is Mythos Naturos. The rest of Chichester, no offence to anyone living in Chichester, is kind of shit.
It's a city.
It's barely a city.
It's a city. It has all the things you'd want from a city.
It was... Someone was living in Chichester town and went, I wish we were a city. And then someone went, let's just build a cathedral. And then that was it.
That's all it needed.
It's such a small city.
It is a small city, and
there's nothing in it.
I was actually discussing this with Kat yesterday. I was saying this
is old people.
One of the things I liked about Chichester is because it was so small, it was easy to kind of like start to kind of get to know people. Like I'd go to...
Who did you know in Chichester?
The comic book shop
Other than
owners.
the comic book shop people.
Some of the people that worked in the cinema, we got chatting to them because we went to a quiz and we really enjoyed it, so we got chatting to them. They were actually really disappointed that we couldn't make the second quiz because it was literally the day after we'd moved. So there was people there that we got chatting to. I think there was a couple of people that worked in HMV that like knew me enough to nod at me when they saw me.
That's not good.
I liked it. Now...
Here's the thing, Liam. You can still do that.
How?
Well, how long did you live in Chichester?
3 years.
So, live in Basingstoke for 3 years.
Yeah, but...
And then just do the same shit you were doing, like religiously going to HMV. And eventually, Liam, the staff will go, oh, there's that guy that spends too much money here. Nod.
Yeah. He likes his 5 for 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I feel like you can't compare 3 years of living somewhere and slowly getting to know people with being in Basingstoke for what now? Like
a month. Although...
A month. And being like... People here, I just don't get to know them as easily.
I did go back to that creepy board game shop, which we'll discuss in a minute.
It wasn't creepy.
Well, okay, how would you describe it if you're
not creepy, just slightly quiet. I wasn't creeped out. I wasn't sitting in there like, oh my god.
Didn't at one point you say you thought I might be taking you to somewhere where you'd get murdered?
No, I think you said that.
Oh yeah, possibly.
You don't like industrial estates. I'm fine with
that.
them.
It's this board game shop that's just randomly on an industrial estate. I went back there yesterday.
Yeah.
And I think I met the owner.
Okay.
He was a really nice guy.
Yeah, well, I think the problem we had was we went on a Saturday.
Well, yesterday was a Saturday.
Yeah, but you've got... I feel like on Saturdays you've got your Saturday staff in, right?
Yeah.
And then if you're doing anything, it's only the Saturday staff. And I think the lady that was there, I think she's somehow tied to the owner.
I think she's married to him because...
I think she was covering for him that day. I think it was like, we need someone in the store, can you do it? So she didn't know what the fuck was going on with the games.
So yeah, no, I met the owner. Really nice show. I asked him about doing Friday Night Magic, and he was like, oh yeah, come on Friday night, we do Master and Commander. And I went, I'd never really played Magic before, what does that mean? And he went, come on Tuesday night, it's casual night.
There you go.
So, I need to get a deck.
But that's what you were asking for.
Exactly.
Anyway, was a night that wasn't... Or you were annoyed because Friday Night Magic is more intense and you didn't like that. But that's because it's the pro people who are like...
Exactly. So,
yeah.
The thing is, I want to go, I'm always nervous, like going into like that sort of thing as like a fresh fish sort of thing. Everyone else already knows each other. You don't really... I don't know, it just makes me a bit nervous. I wish I had like a friend that lived locally that could come with me. But Kat refuses. Kat refuses to. I've asked.
I know she does.
I've asked. Livid. But yeah, the area's okay. The house is all right.
The area's fine. The house is good.
So you stayed over on a Saturday night. We went into town, did a little bit of shopping. What I went and bought yesterday at the board game shop was the next expansion for... I call it Battle Wizards, but that's not its actual name. It's like Epic Spell Wars or something.
Yeah.
So we've got the next expansion for that ready to play next time. We just did some games on Saturday night, didn't we?
Yeah, we played Hidden Agenda on the PS4.
Yeah, which
is weird, but quite funny when you're playing it with friends.
I want to play it again, but the competitive one.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess next time I'm down we could try it.
Yeah, just to see what it
is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I found out. So I was looking at the different trophies you can get.
Yeah.
And there's like huge story things that we like. The main character can die in several different ways.
Yeah. We could have that bit where you two overruled me, where I was like, "Let this bad man go." That would have definitely triggered a whole other story happening.
Yeah, there's one where she can get burnt alive.
Yeah, we fucked up, Liam. We had a shit story.
Well,
we honestly. So listeners, this game is like almost that kind of like choose your own adventure style computer game where like you choose what the characters do, and it slowly develops.
It's just lots of like
Detroit Become Human, which is still one of my favourite games.
Yeah, this is probably not as good as that.
No, it isn't. But when we played it, it very much felt like there were whole sections where, like, the way we had played, I don't think was any way that anyone had ever been like, someone will make these choices and go through the story. Because ours had whole sections where, like, someone would very angrily be like, oh my god, I can't believe you've done this, and then it would cut immediately to them being like, so anyway, let's move on to the next case. And I was like, oh, there's like, something's been cut, like, there's a bit of this story that we didn't trigger.
Yeah.
But because we didn't trigger it, it's actually almost fucked up this part of the story, because it just doesn't really fit properly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the ending, our ending was just bad. Our ending was just like, and it's done, you win.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty bad. I think it's because like we were playing predominantly to try and get two of the female characters into a relationship together.
No, Liam was playing predominantly to get two of the female characters into a relationship. I was playing to fall in love with the bad guy.
Yeah.
And Kat was just sort of desperately being pulled by either side. Every time she sided with Liam, I'd complain. Every time she sided with me, Liam would complain. Kat couldn't win.
No, story of her life, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, we played a couple of other, like, so that game was called, like, Playlink, where you play through your phone.
Yeah.
And we played a couple of... It's the first time I played any Playlink stuff.
Some of them are really good. I really like the quiz ones.
Yeah.
I think they're really fun.
We also tried a bit of SingStar.
SingStar's abysmal. Don't buy it.
No.
You don't have to, it's free, but you have to pay for the songs. Don't do that.
No. They have some free songs. Well...
Demos.
Yeah, all of that.
15 seconds of Avril Lavigne.
Ridiculous. Utterly shite game.
Yeah, don't get it.
So then on the Sunday, that's when the real board game day began.
Yeah, we had, or you had, I don't know, I say we, like I live there too. Dan, Tom and Frankie all came round.
Who listened to the show, I believe?
Yeah.
So
Tom and Frankie have never met you before, but have played role-playing games with you.
Yeah, over Skype.
Dan has met you once or twice, and has been a guest on the show.
Once.
Yeah, Woking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was, you know, very much like a what's the word? Trial by fire of meeting some of your friends.
Yeah, because we're playing board games, and if anyone's going to fall out in board games, if anyone's going to fall out, it's going to be over board games.
Yeah. I mean, we did quite deliberately try and pick board games that were more cooperative.
Yeah.
You know, I think it might have been a different story if we'd have played something like Resistance.
Yes, that's true.
But yeah, so we played a game called We Didn't Playtest This At All,
which is really good. I really like it. As a like, I could see it being when we used to play D&D, like back in the day, when I had people round to play it. We used to like start every night by playing zombie dice or just a really short quick game, just to be like, let's get into the mode of playing games, then do D&D. That game would be perfect for that.
Yeah, definitely.
It's so quick. Maybe like you could have 3 rounds, because some of the rounds are literally like, I played a card, you will lose.
Yeah. I do want to get the expansion to it and give that a go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was fun. Then we played Mysterium.
Yep, which I think we've spoken about on here before.
Yeah, but for anyone that don't remember, one person plays as a ghost.
Yep.
Everyone else are mediums, and the ghost is trying to communicate who killed them to the mediums through like abstract art cards.
Yeah. So you're not allowed to tell them clues. You have to just hope you get cards that will help you get that.
Exactly. That was fun.
Liam's bad at being a ghost. I'm okay at being a ghost. This causes contention in our friendship.
Right. Here's the thing. You say I'm bad at being a ghost, but we still won.
We did. You're not bad at being the ghost. You're just... Your brain doesn't work the same way as most people's.
Yeah.
So listeners, for example, just to give you an example of what I mean, like, I might play a card with boats on it and like the sea to be pointing towards a guy because he's got like a thing that says, makes him a sailor in one thing, and you're like, okay, well I can start to see it. You start to give more and more cards every round. You build up to the sailor. Boom, they got the sailor. What Liam will do is he'll play that card, and the sailor will be there, but it won't be for the sailor. It will be for a woman wearing a blue dress because the sea's blue.
Yeah.
And that's it. And you'll get one card, and then you'll just watch Liam the ghost, who's not allowed to talk, but you can watch him be annoyed that you didn't get it right. And then you're like, well, yeah. At the end, you're like, well, what were you trying to say? And he's like, blue, like her dress. And you're like, no, Liam. Everyone's got blue on them.
Yeah. I'm a good ghost, though, because we won.
We did win, and it was... You're funny as the ghost. I like playing with you as the ghost because it's hilarious that you're so weird.
Frankie got to be the ghost as well.
She did.
I think she probably did the best.
Did we not? She might have. Yeah, maybe she beat me by a couple of rounds.
I think she did
in terms of how quickly we.
But it could also be like we got more used to that, like the rhythm of the game.
It's true. It's hard. Yeah.
So, and then we played Betrayal at House on the Hill. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which we've tried to play in the past. Didn't go well.
Last time we tried to play it, it was me, you, and Kat. The way that game works is you're all working together at the beginning, exploring this house.
Yeah.
Then after you randomly roll these dice every time you find these bad cards. And it's like you've got to roll above how many cards are out of that type.
So as the game progresses, it gets harder and harder.
Yeah, because you're finding more and more of those cards, and then eventually you'll roll under. The game will turn into a different game where one or more players become the baddie.
Yeah.
They get their own set of rules. There's 50 different endings to the game in terms of like what can happen.
Yeah.
So like it's really fun. There's all these different things happen. But the last time we played it, Kat was the baddie. Kat doesn't like learning new rules anyway. Was already not enjoying the game and was just like, I don't want to do this. I don't get it.
Yeah. When she's not enjoying it, and then you give her a 50-page rule book, and you're like, find the right rules and learn them.
Yeah.
She didn't like that. But thankfully this time Tom was the baddie, and he didn't mind learning new rules.
No, and I like that game. I really like the concept of it.
Yeah.
And I think it's fun.
I'd play it again.
Kat,
I think, still is a bit on the fence about it.
I think she enjoyed it more than last time, but she was still like, it's fine.
Yeah. But that was all we really had time for. We only had time for 3 games.
Yeah.
Which
I mean, we played a lot of Mysterium.
I think we did like sort of 6-7 hours of playing in total.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm not saying like, oh, we should have done more. I think because we were learning like or teaching some of the games as we went, that maybe increased the time of some of them.
Yeah.
But I think it was good. I think everyone had a good time.
Yeah, they did.
So that was fun. It was nice finally meeting people that I've only like spoken to, especially like Dan. I feel like I speak to Dan a hell of a lot.
You speak to him pretty much every day at work.
Yeah.
But you've met him once.
Yeah. So it's nice to spend some time. The only thing that I thought was a bit of a shame, and it's just the natural way of this when you're doing games, is that there wasn't more time to just talk. Like towards the end of the night, when everyone was getting ready to leave, we stood in the doorway talking for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's a shame, but obviously you can't.
But that's the way. Yeah, if you do a board game day, which is what you had advertised, what you should have done, maybe, is been like, come round, and then maybe we'll play some board. Like that's what we do when we go to like Tom's or whatever. If we're playing a board game, it'll be like maybe the last thing we do is play the board game, have a couple of rounds, and the rest of the day is us all just hanging out.
Yeah, but we wanted to do a board game day where we got through some games. I think like
Liam had about 10 games that he can't play because he needs more than 3 players.
Yeah, I think the other way to do it maybe in the summer is say, look, we're gonna have like a weekend.
Barbecue.
Yeah, we'll do a barbecue on the Saturday. And maybe play some games in the
You're
evening.
always going to struggle to get a weekend going, though. I don't think you need to aim for these weekends. Just go for a day.
Yeah, barbecue.
Yeah.
But the reason why I suggested weekend is because the other thing that we didn't really get to do was drink.
No, but then you're not... Tom doesn't drink.
Is there reasons?
No, he just doesn't like getting drunk that much.
Fair enough.
Dan sometimes drinks, but recently has been on a no-alcohol mode.
Was it no alcohol November? Or dry...
No,
dry...
He did it for quite a while.
Okay.
Quite a few months.
Dan does that though sometimes. Sometimes he'll just cut things out just to see if he misses them, doesn't he?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, which I get that.
Yeah.
You drink though? Like a fish.
Yeah, but only when I'm with people. What did you say?
Like a fish.
I don't drink like a fish. I was drinking slower than you.
Yeah, I know, I drink too much. The problem is I don't really drink unless we have people over.
Yes.
And that's such a rarity. It's mostly only ever when you're over.
I feel like half your alcohol is probably bottles that me and you have bought when we're together that just sit in your shelves for the rest of time.
Yeah, we've got a lot to get through.
Yeah.
That's why maybe we don't need a week, we just need a week where we just drink and play games every day for a week.
That works.
Yeah, that'd be fun. But yeah, it was a good time. I'm pleased everyone came and enjoyed themselves. And I'm pleased that we actually have space in this house to do that sort of thing now. Because we were trying to do it in the old house and I think it would have been cramped.
It would have been.
That's what I've been up to.
Cool. That was a really long catching up with.
Yeah.
Considering both of us have only done a couple of things. That went very long.
So, before we finish catching...
Oh, okay, sorry. Sorry, listeners. It's going to be even longer.
No, you said a while back, and then I became aware recently that we haven't been doing it, that you wanted Catching Up With to not only be a place where we can discuss what we're catching up with, but also, like, if something's on our mind. And listening back for the culture swap to the first episode, I think, was a perfect example of when we did used to do this. So I'm trying to make more of a conscious effort to, like, give you an avenue if there is, like, a thing that you want to discuss that isn't necessarily something that we've done.
Yeah, which I think we've been doing in the most recent episodes more since I said about it. Because it's not so much like it's not so much just random things we want to think about, although I'm fine with that being a thing in it, but it's more like with the fucking gig talking about the heavy metal part and being like, well, that's not what the band's about, and then that means that we have a conversation about, that's what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
So but I think we got into a bit of a rut of being like, here's what I did.
Yeah, but I wanted to kind of let the listeners know that was something that we were doing now as well, in case they were like, oh, Catching Up With has changed. We're
always trying to improve.
I am. But so yeah, if you find sometimes, like a couple of episodes ago, we started talking about like school and teachers.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you find Catching Up With starts going down those sort of roads, don't be surprised.
Tough shit.
We've sort of
That's
planned
what it's doing now.
Liam
was being nice there, and I was talking over him very meanly. And guess who gets to do the editing?
Exactly, but we have planned this somewhat. I went to cinema.
Here are the spoiler-free reviews of the things that Liam saw at the cinema.
First thing I saw at the cinema...
Sorry, did I throw you off then?
No, I was thinking what I was going to do first. And I was like, well, I've set this up to be a cinema thing, so that sort of limits me.
Right, yeah.
So Widows. I went to see Widows. Right, here's the thing about Widows. It's about a group of criminals who do a job together and it all goes horribly wrong. And it's left to their other halves to pick up the pieces. The wife of, like, the lead criminal, who's played by Liam Neeson, she owes a lot of money to the person that was sort of involved in the crime, but not directly involved in it, if you know what I mean. He was the one that was going to kind of get a bit of a pay cut at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
She's now got to essentially cover the gang's losses because they fucked up and they're all dead now. It's all right.
Okay.
It's directed by Steve McQueen. Okay, and you probably don't know.
You've told me who he is.
He directed 12 Years a Slave. That's his like most famous film.
Yep.
He's also directed Shame, another one called Hunger, which I haven't seen yet. I've seen 12 Years a Slave. I've seen Shame. Both of them I thought were okay. Widow stars Viola Davis as the lead character. It also has Michelle Rodriguez in it, who you might know from films like Resident Evil or Fast and the Furious franchise.
Yep.
She's often given these like tough girl characters.
Yep.
In this, she's actually given like a character with layers, and she gets an opportunity to act, which I found really nice seeing her given that. Considering I'm so used to just seeing her play like pretty one-note characters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also has a woman in it called Elizabeth Debicki, who I'm trying to think if there's anything you've seen her in. She's in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 as one of the like alien things, so she's quite made up. She's been in a few things. Really good, like really, really good. Really impressed by her. The film's just okay is the problem with it. Like it's got really good cast. The director is known for being really good, and a lot of people have really enjoyed this film. I thought it was okay.
What is it? What? Because from what you've said, and that's sort of what I picked up from the trailer, right? It seems to me like a fairly generic crime movie. Like group of people have to get money.
Yeah,
they do it by committing crime.
Yeah, you got the whole like heist element to it.
Yeah. Like
it is.
That was the issue I had.
Yeah, I think they try and throw a couple of twists in.
Yeah,
and those twists did not work for me.
Okay.
That's the problem I basically had. I guess as well, it was an expectations thing. Like I've heard so much good about this film, so I'm gonna rate it 3.5 out of 5. But to me, because I'd heard so much good about it, that is still for me a disappointing score, even though it's above average.
Yeah, got you.
It's not as good as I was.
You were expecting it to be more than that.
I was hoping for a solid 4 at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, the performances are really good, and it's just a shame that there was those twists.
Fair enough.
I like Steve McQueen gets so much talk about him, and I haven't yet been impressed by anything he's done, and I don't know like what I'm missing there.
Human emotions,
probably. Next,
the ability to age. That was a reference to the fact that I think you're an immortal being from the beginning of time.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Sorry, just to remind the listeners, that's a running joke I have, but I've let it lie for a little while now. Bring it back.
There was a running joke that, again, listening to the first episode reminded me of. We'll get there, don't worry about it. I've made a note.
Ooh.
Okay, next thing. Me and Kat have been watching TV.
Whoa!
We've been watching Fear the Walking Dead, which is the spin-off to the show The Walking Dead, which is also...
I have never watched Fear the Walking Dead.
Well... The thing is, it's a hard show to recommend. So we've done... This is a review of season 1 to 4 of Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
It's a hard show to recommend because for the first 3 seasons, there are 3 good characters. And that's your lot. Out of a cast of, like, in season 1, you've got 2 families kind of joined together. So you start with a cast of maybe, like, 9.
Right.
And there's only 3... I mean, even in the first season, one of the characters isn't yet good. So the first season, you've got 2 good characters, basically.
Right, which is not good.
No. It's a slog. It's a slog to get through. Second season, it's still a slog. Third season starts to improve a little bit, and then something happens. And I don't know... So I can't do spoilers here.
Yep.
But I don't know if this was a decision... Like, who made this decision? Because season 3 ends with a big thing that happens.
Yep.
And then season 4 starts in the future. There's no references back to that big thing that happened.
You've made me very excited, Liam, and I don't think you meant to. When you say in the future, do you just mean like
within the timeline of the show? Yeah.
Boring.
Yeah.
I wanted far future.
So the way they've promoted season 4, I don't know if you're aware of this, but one of the characters from The Walking Dead has crossed over and is now in Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah, you've told me who it is before.
Okay. So they promoted it as this, but obviously because The Walking Dead show is ahead of where they were, because Fear the Walking Dead, the whole point of it, when it was initially pitched, it was going to show you the zombie outbreak from Los Angeles. My issue with the first season is that they literally spend maybe 2 episodes covering the initial outbreak, and then it's just like business as usual. There is potential with that idea that was just squandered horrifically in that first season.
Yeah, I mean, like, so it's kind of weird. If you look at the original series of The Walking Dead, right, and then how they've slowly escalated with the the rival humans, right?
Yeah.
Where the rival humans have slowly become, like, at this point in The Walking Dead, there's, like, almost new civilizations happening.
Yep.
So if Fear the Walking Dead is in the past, then you can't do that. And if you do that, that's immediately going to be jarring, because you're going to be like, well, sorry, why has this person done this, where 2 years ago no one in The Walking Dead had done anything like this? Do you know what I mean?
Yes. And there are elements of that throughout, especially in the second and third season, which is just a bit like, look, within the timeline of this show, we should maybe be like several months into this outbreak.
Yeah.
Why are people acting this way?
Yeah, got you.
So to get to season 4, to get to the point where they can have a character from The Walking Dead crossover, they've had to time jump to catch up.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm confused, because they've ended season 3 with this big thing that would have happened, like, say, a year ago, that they've just, like, completely ignored, and they're like, right.
So they've not even, like, mentioned it in season 4?
Barely.
Weird.
Barely. There's like an entire there's at least one character who's, like, been a main character from the start, who is just never mentioned in season 4, despite being, like, a key part of the end of season 3, and their fate is left unknown.
Right. Well, that's just weird.
It's so ridiculous. However, despite all this, season 4 introduces new characters and is really good. It's really good, and I'm so confused by it, because I'm like, a part of me is annoyed that they haven't just continued on the story, but another part of me is just so, like, impressed by what they have done that I can't be that mad at it.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
Because, like, season 1 to 3 at times is a real slog, and then season 4 was just a joy from start to finish, apart from maybe a couple of cheesy moments in the finale.
Okay.
But the other, without spoiling things too much, because I haven't said who my favourite characters are, it's not spoiling it. The 2 of the 3 that are my favourite don't make it to the end of season 4. So the fact that I'm like, shit, not only have they got rid of, like, 2 of my reasons for initially watching this, but I'm still, like, 100% on board with this and can't wait to see what they do next. That's how good season 4 is. It's just 3 seasons of slog to get there. Bad. So I can't recommend it.
Do you have to watch series 1 to 3 to understand series 4?
I don't think so. I think you could jump into season 4, but when certain things happen to certain characters, it would lack that impact.
You'd be less attached.
Yeah. So for season 1 to 4 overall, I'm going to give it 3 out of 5. But it's kind of more like season 1 to 3 is like 2 out of 5, and then season 4 is like 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Or like 2.5. So,
fair enough.
Yeah. That's everything for me this time.
Fair enough. I've got one thing to review.
Okay.
Which I think you can review as well, so you can talk with me.
Okay.
For people that don't know, Sony just remastered Spyro the Dragon, the whole trilogy, on PS4.
Yeah.
I think me and Liam have both completed the first game.
Yeah, I haven't touched the second or third yet.
No, I've played about half of the second one, but I've completed the first one.
Yeah, but we've completed it differently.
Yeah, Liam's 100% on it. I'm nearly 100% on it. To be fair, these games are not difficult.
Are you trying to get 100% on it? Or
no.
So
because there are certain levels that just annoy me, and I'm like, I'm not going to waste my time doing it. It doesn't give me anything. It gives me that final level is the only thing it will unlock.
Yeah, our final level's a good one. It's a good one. Huh?
Whoa!
There's so many things to unlock in it.
Crazy.
And like they change one of the sort of game mechanics a little bit in it.
Okay.
I'm just saying. So like normally in the game, you can like soar, but on a downward trajectory.
Yeah.
On the final level, it all changes.
I'm assuming you can fly.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you can only fly to a certain height until you unlock the next part of the level, and so it's quite a tall level, and you're essentially going around unlocking extra bits so you can fly higher and do more. And
wow, it's just incredible.
You're missing out. Anyway, that's all I'm saying.
I've completed the game. I just haven't done that final level because I haven't unlocked it by getting 100% of everything.
Have you completed the game?
Have completed the game. I've finished the storyline. Well, I've seen the end credits.
Well.
So anyway, I used to play Spyro, the first one, as a kid.
Same.
Like a shit ton.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I only played the first 2 hub levels.
Yeah.
Because like when you first turn on the game and you enter that first zone, which is like this grassy castle area, I was like, holy shit.
I remember this.
Yeah. I know where everything is. I got to the second level, I was like, I don't quite remember the layout being the same as... my brain doesn't remember it like that, but the cannons, you've got these cannons that you can fire as Spyro. Used to do that all the time as a kid.
Yeah.
Guys go and hide in these tents, you can burn them down. Sometimes they flash their asses at you. Very funny.
I remember that.
Love it.
Yeah.
And I remember all that from being a kid. And then I got to level 3 and I was like, wow, I stopped so quickly as a kid because my brain just couldn't handle going further.
Yeah. I think as well, like, I don't remember how saving on Spyro used to work, but that definitely used to be an issue, right?
I do think that I might not have had a memory card when Spyro first came out, and that eventually I got one. But, yeah, because I didn't have a memory card for years.
That would have made gaming very hard.
Yeah, you play games, and then you just...
Sort of like before memory cards were... That's how you used to play like the original like Super Mario Brothers, right? You'd have to complete it in one sitting.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I think I used to do that with a lot of PS1. Not complete them, but I'd play them, and I wouldn't have a memory card. Or, like, memory cards had limited space.
Yes.
So it was like, well, do I want to delete my Crash Bandicoot save to put this game on it? And I'm not going to delete the Tiny Tank save, Liam, because that game is amazing.
Never played it.
It's good. But yeah, Spyro, really fun. Looks really lovely.
It's so fun.
It's so calming. It's not stressful like Crash.
No, it's relaxing.
You just get to wander around, have a good time.
Because I remember when we discussed it before we both played the remaster, and I said to you, like, from my memory, I don't remember it being a particularly hard game, especially compared to Crash. And you're like, no, it was hard.
No, it wasn't about difficulty. It was about length. You said, I think it will be shorter than Crash.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, because you said you reckoned you would... you reckoned you'd have it done in like 2 days or something.
Yeah.
I said, I think it will take you longer than that. I think it was longer than Crash, which I'm still wrong on. I don't think the first one is as long as Crash 1, in terms of Crash 1 you keep dying and having to redo bits.
It's very annoying.
But that was what the original argument... I wasn't like Spyro's harder, because Spyro isn't a hard game. Even as a kid, I didn't think Spyro was hard.
It's so relaxing.
Yeah. It's literally just chilling out.
Yeah.
There was a couple of levels where I think I died like twice in the whole game, where I was like, oh, I misjudged that completely. I thought this was going to be a very easy level, and I just sort of tittered about and then got killed.
There was one level where I died like 15 times.
Which one?
Treetops.
Oh, see, I don't know if I... Yeah, I'm talking about dying, like, in the course of the level.
Oh, no, from
like,
enemies.
The level killing me, because treetops, you die half the time because you're like, well, I need to get to that other island because that's clearly where the last gem is, but I don't know how to get there. I wasn't counting those.
Okay, cool.
Because the game does kind of fuck you on that, where it's just like, you've just got to try and hope you get there.
Yeah. Yeah. From enemies, it was rare.
Yes.
But you did struggle with the flying levels, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, fuck the flying levels. I don't like them.
They are, like, out of the entire game, they are the more stressful part of it.
It's not even stressful. They're just it's learning a pattern. Like, the levels are designed so that you don't have to do it all in one run. Yeah. You can get because when you do it all in one run, you get the little like trophy icon thing that's like
you get extra
all
gems.
At once 600 points or whatever.
You get gems.
So it's like, whoa, you did it all at once. So to 100% of those levels, you have to get. There'll be 4 or 5 different sets of things.
Normally,
and
4.
You've got to So like sometimes it will be you fly through rings. And
Yeah.
You've got to go through the rings. They follow a path.
Yeah.
Then it will be like fly through the arches, which are similar, but they've got solid edges. So if you hit them, you fall. Then it will be like blow up the planes. So you've got to try and shoot fire at these planes.
Yeah.
And then finally do the chests, which is you fly around, blow fire at chests, you get them all.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I like that. It's cool. The second flying level, I didn't 100% did it on my second try, I believe, because I sent you guys a picture where I got 99% and was like, I'll give it a second try. Did it.
Yeah.
First level doesn't have an order to it. Or it does, but it's not obvious what the order is.
No, you have to figure it out.
Whereas number 2 is literally like, the rings are in front of you, so you go through them all. Then it's like, look, there's an arch, and you go do that. So my issue with it is that I don't want to sit down I'm playing this fun game where I can just breathe through levels, having fun. I don't want to spend 20 minutes sitting there being like, what's the optimal flight path to get to this level completed? Like, fuck that. Yeah. So I just don't.
Fair enough. I think, like, out of all those fun levels, there was one that gave me a bit of difficulty, but equally, like, in about 10 tries, I'd sort of figured it out. So it wasn't like...
I give up after 2.
It wasn't probably about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I can't be arsed with that.
Yeah.
I'd much rather play the normal levels.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's like my least favourite thing. Like, I don't... Have you played any of Spyro 2 yet?
Not yet, no. I'm really tempted to start.
I'm not spoiling anything. I don't know if you can spoil Spyro anyway, but one of these things, you, like, unlock secret levels. And my least favourite thing in that game so far has been unlocking a secret level and someone very excitedly saying to me, like, oh, it's another trial. And I just go, no, I don't want to touch it then. And I just walk off. I'm like, great, thank you for unlocking that bullshit for me.
I have to admit, right, playing the first game, especially at the start, I struggled with how cheesy some of the dialogue is.
I love it, but only because...
It's so cheesy. Like, there's one where you unlock a dragon and it's like, hey, Spyro, can I tell you a secret? And it's this, like, obvious thing that's like, hold this button to charge. And then Spyro's like, your secret's safe with me. And I was just like, this is... No. Stop.
I love it. I love Spyro. I love Spyro. I love the Dragonfly. I love all the dragons. It's so good.
That was my only, like, beef with it.
I love that the dragons have all become, like, very unique. I remember in the old game, they were unique in terms of their colour was different.
Yeah.
And some of them were, like, they were part of a different, like, look of dragon.
Yeah.
Whereas in this one, every dragon is unique in terms of how it looks. And, like, when you go to the different areas, you get... they might have done it in the old one, because I never got to the swamps, but I love the swamp dragons. Just these hillbilly dragons.
Yeah.
They're so good. It's a good game. I'd give it, like... For the first one, I'd give it a 4 out of 5. Only because I'm leaving space, because I'm enjoying number 2 more.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think I'd agree with that. Like I said, like we've discussed these sort of games, like we did Crash Bandicoot in the past, and whenever we review them, it's always with the caveat, look, these games have like 3 games bundled in them.
Yeah.
We're only currently discussing, like, well, you're discussing the first and the second. I'm only discussing the first.
Yeah.
So even if just the first is like a 4 out of 5, for me, you essentially, that's worth a purchase. You've then got 2 other games on top of that.
15 quid? Or slightly more? Is it 20?
Is it 25?
Possibly. But even then, like...
Yeah.
For the whole of Spyro 1 being remastered and being a good game.
I'll be honest, I had more fun for £25 playing Spyro than I did playing Tetris VR for £30.
Yep, fair enough.
You know, I give honest reviews here.
Yeah. Housekeeping?
Let's housekeep the house.
Ooh, bad. Don't like that.
Carry on. Got my words wrong. Let's try that again.
Nope, that's staying in.
Housekeeping.
Let's housekeep the house.
I don't know what I was even trying to say.
I honestly don't know either. It was a thing of beauty. It's because I stole it. Usually you say housekeeping, but I stole it from you. It threw you.
Amanda tweeted us. She said, "So, I'm that monster, in quotes, who alphabetizes numbers under the letters they begin with."
It's just wrong, Amanda. I honestly don't understand how you can do it.
I messaged her saying I don't know how you live with yourself.
Jesus. I'm not going to go that far.
Oh, she replied saying quite easily, and then a gif from Parks and Rec of Nick Offerman's character saying, "I regret nothing, the end."
It's just not how that's not how alphabetical order works. If it is spelled out, then I will accept it.
Yeah.
If it's like, one flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Yeah.
That's an O. That goes in the O's.
Yeah, 100%.
If it's one, the number one flew over the cuckoo's nest, that goes at the start because it's the number one.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how computers sort alphabetically. I love computers. That's how I sort alphabetically.
And I'm the robot here.
Liam has to translate it all into binary and then sort them.
Yeah. It's brilliant. She said that she's listened through the whole episode, but it took her a while because it was hard to hear about the stuffing crossed.
Yeah.
This is one of those where I'm glad you read it so I never have to.
Yeah. I think we did say in the episode we didn't think Amanda would want to listen to it, but she did.
Yeah.
Good on you, Amanda. It is a pretty brutal comic.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you read any more of it? Because I know we both were going to. I haven't had time.
I'm going to, yeah.
Yeah. Have you done anything else, like housekeeping from previous?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Amanda said, "Ellie, The Godfather is long, but it doesn't feel like it when you watch it. I watched it last night because it's all about family and it was Thanksgiving here.
Fair.
The time breezed by. I was meant to be taking notes, but was so engrossed I kept having to rewind because I'd forgotten to write."
If we're talking about The Godfather 1, I have seen The Godfather,
yeah.
And I can completely disagree with you because my then girlfriend at the time made me watch it.
Yeah.
We got halfway through the film, and there is a scene where something happens that feels like the film is ending, and I went, "Oh, is that the end?" And she went, No, that's about halfway through. And I went, "Oh, for fuck's sake." Honestly, that's the worst experience I've ever had in a film, is that moment of I was like, "Oh, I didn't really enjoy the film, but it was fine. It's finished now." And then being told, no, you've only made it to the halfway mark. Yeah. Honestly, that film is very long.
The thing is, I've watched The Godfather twice now, I believe. And both times I've been like, I get it. I get why, I like, from a cinematic and the way it's put together and everything, I get it. I just don't really enjoy it. No,
it's not my kind of film. I think we've spoken about this before, where that kind of like mafia film, it doesn't appeal to me. I like aliens
and
guys.
Shit.
We know this.
Fantasy and aliens.
Yeah, fantasy and aliens. Yeah. I'm sorted. Cowboys vs Aliens, one of the best films ever made.
Well, Amanda also said, also Wikipedia does not do justice to The Godfather. Love you, Ellie.
Love you too, Amanda.
But Amanda's also very wrong.
Yeah, you are wrong. It's a very long film.
Jason tweeted us. Now, this is a fun question. So,
okay.
I sent a tweet out saying, "Oh, we need feedback for our anniversary episode. Listen to the first episode, blah, blah, blah." Jason said, "I'll check it out on my way to work tomorrow." We never heard back. Just saying.
Stop calling people out.
But, no, I did say he's given us a good questionnaire, so
yeah.
I take with one hand and I give with the other.
Yeah, okay.
He said, but I would like to know what your favourite episode of Nerd on Nerd is. Mine is episode 52, introducing Ellie. Amazingly informative, intelligent, and beautifully crafted episode. Which, to me, is such a hilarious review of our show. And just the fact that there's even a remote part of Jason that thought, we craft these. They're not just happy accidents.
When we get a website, I'm going to put a like title photo of Nerd on Nerd, and we're just going to have those quotes out of context next to it.
So I responded saying
my favourite episode's not like this one, which is going to be one of the ones you edited.
No, I said that's a great question. We'll be sure to discuss this on the show. I said I think introducing Ellie will be hard to top. I said, just kidding, it's not even about Liam. And Jason responded precisely with a gif of a little girl in a toy car who seems to be doing like a handbrake turn and giving like the middle fingers. the rock symbol, the hand rock.
This
symbol.
is like Liam's nightmare. Someone enjoying an episode that isn't Liam centric.
Ridiculous. But yeah, so I thought that would be a fun question for us to discuss what our favourite episodes of Nerd on Nerd are.
I mean, that one's probably my favourite.
Yeah?
For obvious reasons.
For me, it's anytime we've had guests on.
Oh, Liam's playing that card again. Classic.
No.
Tricked me into going first. Then he slots in a little, get the listeners back on side. Yep. Liam loves the guests.
Yeah, the episode we had Jason on, fantastic.
Oh, just such a dick.
No,
stop trying to bum lick Jason.
No, for me, it is... Most of the time it's when we have guests on, just because...
Yeah, the guest episodes are very fun.
Yeah, I really enjoy that extra dynamic that it adds to the show.
Yeah.
Like, I've really enjoyed the times we've had Amanda on, Jason, obviously the Zack Attack guys, was great. Even, like, before we were having, like, podcasty friends on, and we were just having our friends, like, the episodes with Kat, Dan, Mark, Sam.
Yep.
That was all good stuff. I think that's all of our guests that I've listed now.
I think it might be.
So,
yeah.
Those were my favourite, but there have been other good episodes.
Go on. One of my favourites is any episode where the listeners learn an upsetting thing about Liam. Like, and to be fair, sometimes I learn something I didn't know. Like, the fact that Liam doesn't dry himself by himself. He has to get his girlfriend to help him.
Yeah.
Liam not being able to wipe properly was a good one.
That came up in one of our guest episodes. That came up in the Liam is a 3-star friend episode with Mark Dawes, because we were asking Mark what his thoughts were on all that. Poor Mark.
Poor Mark.
One of my absolute favourites is I don't know how you say this properly, the Huma Huma Numakuna Kuapua.
Huma Huma Nuka Nuku Apua.
There we go. That episode I think is great. And also I'm currently editing this episode for YouTube, and it's the Never Gonna Be Nerdier Than This with Joe and Joey, where it's just me, Joe and Joey just gushing about Zac Efron, and you're just there like so confused by the whole situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
to be fair, there's honestly not many Nerd on Nerd episodes that I don't like. There have been a couple.
Go on, what were they?
I'm talking specifically, like, I don't know. I've come out of episodes where at the end we have both been like, I don't think that was our best episode. Like, I don't know, it didn't flow as well.
Yeah.
Like, there was definitely a period of time where we didn't lose it, but we were like, there were episodes where we were like, oh, I don't think that went amazingly.
Yeah. Like the last anniversary special.
yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Whereas, but like, it's hard to pick because I just enjoy doing Nerd on Nerd.
Exactly.
Like, I think this is a fun show to do with you.
Yeah, likewise.
We're getting soppy for the anniversary episode, guys.
I don't like it. But no, I thank you, Jason, for that question, even though you were mean question. To me. I think,
thank you for being mean to Liam.
I think most of our listeners would agree that the Introducing Ellie is probably... I don't want to say like one of our better episodes.
I don't think it's a case of it being a better episode. I think it's probably just I don't want to blow my own trumpet and be like, I did it so well. But I think it was good in terms of, I don't know, I think it could have gone wrong in so many ways, and I think both of us did a good job of
not letting it go wrong.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's a case of it being like a better episode in the sense of, oh, it's just a great episode. I think it's just, I don't know. Like Jason said, it's informative. I think we did a fairly good job of you asking stuff, me answering stuff, and just, yeah. I
don't know, it wasn't about me, I don't care. Sam tweeted us saying, when are you going to watch The Godfather? I believe Never. I asked after the first episode. 3 years I've been waiting.
Technically, Sam asked for Godfather 2, so...
That is true.
He can shut the fuck up.
That is true. I did respond saying, I'm keen to do it. Unfortunately, Ellie is not.
Such bullshit.
So my suggestion to Sam, which I never got a response to, so the ball is in his court as far as I'm concerned, was if he is to return as a guest and choose The Godfather as his culture swap,
We'd have to do it.
Yeah, I don't think you really have a choice.
No, I wouldn't.
But he didn't respond to that, so I'm guessing he's not keen to return as a guest.
Yep, there we go.
And that's everything for housekeeping.
Way! Yeah. Culture swap.
Swap my culture, which is what it was initially called, fun fact.
Yeah.
Didn't realise that until I listened back.
What did you think it was called?
Culture swap. In the first episode, we never call it culture swap, we call it swap my culture.
That's true. I see what you're saying now. Sorry, I got completely confused and sort of zoned you out. It's because now we say culture swap, swap my culture. So when you just repeated swap my culture and then said that was the original name, I just thought you meant culture swap.
No,
like, okay.
Yeah, it was just...
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
There were a couple of things like that, Liam. A couple of things like that.
The little music cues that split up the sections, that lasted not very long.
Nope. The fact that I don't say welcome to Nerd on Nerd, I say welcome to the Nerd on Nerd podcast.
Yeah.
And that was weird to me, because I remember back then being like, what the fuck do I say at the beginning?
Yeah.
And then forgetting what I used to say, so I think that's why it's now what it is. It's because I forgot that was the intro.
I think so. Listeners, just to warn you, there's going to be spoilers.
If you haven't listened to Nerd on Nerd episode 1, don't worry about it. We're reviewing our first-ish attempt at doing this podcast.
Yeah.
It's the first episode in this feed that you are currently listening to us.
Yeah. It's called A Fleshlight.
Yep. One of our... For years, that's how we told you how to find us on YouTube. Nerd on Nerd, It's Called A Fleshlight.
Yep.
This is that episode.
Yeah, this is I think we set a tone, and I don't think we've necessarily stuck to that tone.
No, I would say that the first episode of Nerd on Nerd is a different kettle of fish to what Nerd on Nerd currently is.
Yeah, I'd be curious to figure out at what point it started turning.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I think the first few episodes were like this.
Are like this.
Another fun fact, initially not numbered.
No, until I think episode 6 or 5 is the first one that got a number.
Because I think you had this lovely idea that we wouldn't number our episodes because you didn't want to make it that easy on the listener. There was some logic to it. Yeah, sure. That was just ridiculous, and I
think it was just that some podcasts don't number their episodes.
Yeah, well,
but then others do.
I'm pleased
then we were like,
we're ones that do.
Should.
Yeah. It makes life easier. So I think what our listeners really want to hear is how the experience of listening to this episode was for you.
Bad.
Because things have changed.
Didn't like it.
There have been some changes.
Listeners, I'm assuming not many of you are trans yourselves. So,
that's a fair
some of you, to be fair, understood immediately that this was not going to be good. And probably quicker than I did, because I hadn't really thought it through when I suggested this.
No.
I think at the end of the episode I was talking to you and was like, that this is going to be really awkward and I don't think I should have done this.
Yes.
Because I don't want to hear, to be fair, only half an hour, but it's half an hour of me referring to myself by the wrong name, my friend referring to me with the wrong name, and then I also didn't realise how heavily we talk about sexuality, facial hair, all things that make me uncomfortable for different reasons. Facial hair makes me uncomfortable because I don't like the fact that I had it for so long, and it was a sign that I was just in so much denial.
Yeah, it was also such a such a strong identifier of yours at that time.
Yeah, I was known as the person with a beard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the sexuality thing makes me uncomfortable because it feels almost wrong of us. I think we were walking a very dangerous line of being offensive, right? And I don't think I realised how close we were to it at the time, which is
I
because we are. I know we joke about it in the episode of being like. I think I at one point am like, "There's nothing wrong with being gay," but it's part of the joke that I say that, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of bad. I don't like it."
It's interesting listening back to it because a lot of the episode was, in some respects, me sort of picking on you. I think what happened, right, is I was quite nervous with the first recording.
I think we both were.
Yeah. And my way of dealing with that was to just make the experience worse for you so it would feel better for me.
Yes, which is one of Liam's tactics to life.
And to do that, I basically just picked on you and tried to get you to go with things that weren't necessarily true and tried to craft these little word mazes for you to get stuck in.
Yeah.
Which I actually think is one of the better parts of the episode for me, listening back. I was still chuckling along, but I also see how problematic it is.
I think it was problematic. I think it's just the fact that the implication of what we are saying in that episode.
What do you mean?
Well, it leans heavily towards the, like... Because there is nothing wrong with being gay. And I think that's the problem, is that we were still doing that childish thing of, like what you'd imagine kids doing, where they're like, oh, you're gay. And the other kid's like, no, I'm not. So I think both of us... I'm not saying, like, you were in the wrong. I'm saying both of us were. We were both doing it.
Yeah.
And the irony of it is, I am pansexual, so... I'd fuck a guy, I'd fuck a girl. It's all good. Yeah. So, the irony of me saying in that episode, I'm not interested in guys, is not lost on me, listeners.
No, I think, there's a lot of stuff that we discuss in that episode. Like, there's one bit where I say, what's wrong with your eyes?
Yes, oh fuck, I now that you've said that, I remember you saying it.
Yeah. So, there's...
My God, do you think that everything that has happened to us is karma for episode 1 of Nerd on Nerd?
I don't even know if it's necessarily just karma for episode 1. I think it might be just karma for how we've lived our lives up to this point.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Shit.
It was also interesting listening back to us discussing things like Charlie Sheen and Shia LaBeouf.
I'd forgotten that I watched his live stream. Like, I remember the film thing.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten I even watched it until I started talking about it in the episode, and I was like, oh yeah, I did sit and watch a bunch of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think... If you was a new person coming to Nerd on Nerd for the first time, episode 1 would be a horrible place to start.
Yeah, if any of you recommend us to other people...
Don't start with episode 1.
Yeah, say to them, don't start with episode 1.
Yeah.
They hadn't figured it. I think there are podcasts that exist that, in their first episode, have pre-planned, know what they're doing, and they get it pretty close.
Yeah.
They'll change over time, like everyone does.
Yeah.
But what we did, that I think was not the right way of doing it, although it was a very Nerd on Nerd way of doing it, is be completely unprepared for it. We knew vaguely what we would do. Like culture swaps there.
Yeah.
We don't do it because we're getting ready for the next week. That's planning. We planned that.
Yes.
But the rest of it just sort of happened.
Yeah. And I think that's... Each episode, like I said earlier, each episode of this is a happy accident.
Oh yeah, completely.
Sometimes it's an unhappy accident.
Yes.
It's always an accident.
Yeah. This is never deliberate.
No. Like, us sitting down and recording, that's deliberate. But we... never plan what's going to come out of our mouths.
No, yeah, there is no episode plan. Like, I know there are podcasts that have, like, show notes that they get ready.
We don't.
That sounds lovely, but we don't do it.
Hence why I found it so hilarious that Jason referred to that episode as being crafted.
Yeah. Because I don't even think I wrote down, like, anything for...
I think I maybe wrote down some questions, because you were like, oh, think of some questions to ask me.
Yeah.
But
I don't think I was prepared for... I didn't sit down and go, what's the correct answer to all this stuff? I don't think.
No, I think... yeah, we wanted it to be more spontaneous.
Spontaneous.
That's the word. See?
If we had show notes.
So, are there any parts of the episode that you think are good?
Yeah, there are genuinely points where I chuckled. Had a little laugh.
There's one bit that maybe is the best joke we've had so far in Nerd on Nerd.
Is it the bit where you burn me?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh fuck, what do I say?
I give you the definition of a geek as someone that bites the heads off of chickens in a circus, and you say, so what's the definition of a nerd then? And I, quick as a flash, zing you with a
It was
you.
very quick. It was a very quick burn.
Yeah.
And it is good. I laughed at that. That was quite funny.
I think that's probably the highlight. I did enjoy listening to the stuff I was talking about Charlie Sheen and Shia LaBeouf. It was interesting because we discussed in the first episode how we'd never do a nerd news thing, which then became a part of the show for, I think, a 6-episode run, and then we ditched it because it was too much prep. Yeah. It's very... That's what the first episode is to me. It's interesting, like, ignoring all the stuff, because I want people to know, I didn't hate it as much as I was worried I was going to. I didn't enjoy... like I was saying, the bits like having my dead name on there all the time is awkward for me and feels weird now because people don't call me that. So like, no, it is weird to hear it. I guess like, can you almost when I'm saying it, can you disassociate? But when you hear yourself saying it,
it's weird. I think it's weirder when I say it because I don't say it anymore. I think in the time since I changed my name, I've said it once by accident. Yeah, and it was horrible. I was like, fuck, I've just dead named myself, which is like the worst thing. So listening to an episode where I am just doing it, even though at the time I didn't know, in air quotes,
exactly,
like Yeah, but aside from all that,
yeah,
I do think it's interesting to hear it, because I think it showed me, at least, I genuinely think we've got better. Because I think we're better at the whole thing.
I'm not sure. I tweeted this to Amanda. I'm not sure because, right, I think in the first episode, while we don't necessarily have a particularly great success rate, I think we're trying to be funnier and entertaining in it. Like, to me, when I listen back to it, it sounds like we're both trying. Whereas now...
I don't like that. But this is my personal opinion of what the Nerd on Nerd like feel that we have going on. I like the fact that this show is legitimately me and you talking to each other, how we talk to each other in real life.
Yeah.
Like,
we stopped
this isn't
trying.
Put on. Yeah, whereas back then, there are definitely points where, like, we are clearly going for a joke. Yeah. Or, like, we've sort of, oh, yeah, this bit will be funny, this is what we'll do.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that style of comedy, it works for some people, but I don't like doing it.
No. Do
you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is easier.
Like, I think we've maybe it's not that we've gotten better, we've got different, and we figured out how we work.
Yeah.
Especially on Nerd.
Yeah. One thing, there used to be a running joke where every episode you try and slip in that I was a dickhead, which started in that episode. Do you remember that?
I do.
I don't remember when that stopped.
No, it just sort of got phased out. I used to just mutter it into the mic sometimes.
Yeah, and then if I was editing, I could just remove that bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, fun fact, listeners, this episode was edited by Liam, the first one.
I think like the first...
I think 6?
Yeah, 7? I want to say so, yeah. And then we were alternating for a while.
You did. Then we started alternating, and you always complained. You were like, well, I did the first 6, so you've got to catch up. And then I became the only editor of the show.
Yeah. But I handle the YouTube now, so...
Yeah,
it's all good.
So yeah, Liam's list of responsibility, he had to add, this is the only reason he's doing this stupid YouTube thing, is because his list of responsibilities is social media.
Yeah.
Which I don't like doing, so he does it. Which I'm fine with. I'd be fine with that being
I'm not
split.
good at doing it either.
But I think that he feels bad when he misses it for like a week. Liam will be like, oh fuck, I didn't really tweet anything. So then I think he feels bad, feels like he's not doing enough, so has started doing YouTube.
Yeah, so in all honesty,
I don't care.
Yeah, I'm not good at social media. The one of the main reasons for doing YouTube is to make doing social media easier. Because in my mind, I'm like, right, I can just tweet out links to videos that will be easier than tweeting out like timestamps to episodes and stuff. But I'll be honest, when I started this project of doing all of our backlog onto YouTube, I was not prepared for how long it would take.
No, yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and also how much of a constant struggle it is. Because, right, before I went to Canada in like March of this year, I got to an unprecedented 3-episode head start, right? Ever since coming back from that, I have constantly been just struggling to keep up to date with the episodes, where like I'll be a week ahead always, but never any more than that.
You don't make any ground.
No. And it's difficult.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm hoping with the Christmas break coming up, I'm going to be able to try and get that head start back, which would be nice.
And then just don't go on holiday next year.
Yeah. The other issue we've got is the last 2 episodes are both guest ones. The one with Lee that I've just edited, right, which went on nearly 3 hours.
Yeah, that's a long one.
There's something like 15 videos going up on YouTube next week because, you know, when we do like the film reviews and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah.
There were 10 things that we covered in total in that episode.
Oh, can you imagine if someone back then had imposed a limit of 3 a week on you? God, you'd have had such an easy time. You would have had such an easier time doing this. And yet you are the most anti my rule.
I reviewed 5 things, Lee reviewed 4, and you reviewed a book.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I'm getting there. I'm currently editing the Zack Attack episode. So I've had 2 like episodes that went on over 2 hours back to back to edit. Yeah. I was up till 5 a.m. this morning because last night it got to like 2 a.m. and I was quite sleepy. I was like, no, I want to start. And then I woke up and I like woke back up sort of thing and got to like 5 a.m. and was like, oh, I should probably go to bed now. I've still only
you went to bed at 2?
No. I started editing at 2, but I was sleepy.
But then you woke back up.
So I was like really sleepy, like for ages.
Yeah.
And then I started editing and I started like got like a second wind.
Yeah.
So I woke up.
Right, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Sorry,
I thought you went, I'm going to start editing, then fell asleep at your desk, and then woke up and went, it's 5 o'clock.
No, So yeah, I end up editing until 5, and I'm only up to like the start of housekeeping. So it takes that long to do half an episode essentially. But I am also fascinated at every day I check our YouTube stats. Because, right, so you had this opinion, and I think it was right, that who's going to be interested in the old stuff because it's no longer relevant. Yeah. And I'll be honest, like, most weeks, I'll upload maybe, like, on average, say 7 videos throughout the week. Maybe 2 of them will get 1 view each.
Yep.
But when you look at our stats, somehow people are finding our old videos and watching the hell out of them. This week, the popular video was our Culture Swap with Dan, where we talk about Ren and Stimpy.
Weird.
Yeah, and I'm just fascinated at watching how this, like, weird YouTube channel experiment is slowly starting to snowball, but not in a way that I was expecting.
Yeah, it's just all our old content.
Yeah.
Fair enough. We're getting off topic, Liam.
Back to Culture Swap. So,
what did you like about the episode, other than the joke?
Yeah. I did like... I found it funny when I was trying to, like, twist your words.
Sure.
I thought that was very amusing. Very immature. Don't get me wrong.
I think it's immature, and I think it's problematic.
Yeah, both of those things. After listening back, I kind of see why Jason maybe didn't tweet us. Because I imagine someone like Jason, who is quite intelligent, probably listened to an episode like that and was just like, the fuck is this?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a terrible episode. It's just so different to what we do now.
Yeah, yeah. I think if people are going back and listening to that, they would be shocked if they then jumped to the most recent stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
I think they'd be like, what the fuck, this show's completely different to what it was.
Yeah. And some might say better. Yeah, I think, it's different. I did like that we tried.
That's such a weird thing for you to like. We still try. You're making it sound like we don't try anymore.
No. I liked the little musical cues.
Oh, yeah. My favourite one is the one you pointed out 10 minutes in, where just a random sting happens for no reason.
In the background. I don't know how it slipped in there.
The thing is, I've noticed it before, and you said to Amanda in one of your tweets, I don't know how that got there. I didn't even notice it or something. I distinctly remember me telling you about it at the time, and you just being like, nothing I can do about it. So you did know about it, you just didn't want to fix it. Because since then, we have fixed episodes before where something was wrong. Like, we've accidentally uploaded full silent episodes, and that has then been fixed.
Yeah,
so it's just the fact that you didn't know how to fix it, and you couldn't be bothered to find out.
Yeah. I don't know how it happened.
It's such a weird thing to do. I don't know how you did it.
No.
It's also, this is a fun fact for listeners, and this is not me insulting you. Since that episode, we discovered a feature in Audacity, which is called Truncate Silence. Because this is going to shock you, listeners. Sometimes me and Liam don't flow as well as we sound on the episode. Yeah. Sometimes there are gaps of silence, and Audacity has a tool that just removes them if they're too big. You put in like, if it's above this size, cut it down to this size if it's all silent. Back then, we didn't know that was a thing. So Liam, I think I did it on a couple of episodes as well.
Yeah.
Or I might have figured it out immediately on the first one I had to edit because I was like, fuck doing this.
Yeah.
But Liam used to manually go through and try to remove those silences.
Yeah, and just try to like add more of a flow, because obviously we're recording over the internet, so there's sometimes just a natural like disconnect there just from like lag and stuff, and so because
this would have been before the clap syncs, right?
Yeah.
It
was editing took a long time until we figured out the truncate silence. I also think now we just naturally flow better with the conversations and stuff. So the editing is probably easier now, but you still reckon you take like ages doing it and moan about it. So
it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You just don't know anymore because you don't have to edit them the way I do.
I have a different load of
work. The last fucking episode was, there was something that happened where I was like, I need to remember this because this is the example. Because I was sitting there and I was like, why is it taking me so long?
Yeah.
And then as I was doing the last episode, I did something and I was like, this is why. It's fixing things like this. And I can't fucking remember what it was. But at the time I was like, remember this so I can say to Liam, this is the reason it takes me so long.
And then
because it's hours. It is hours of me editing, and it's longer than the episode is, and all that jazz.
Well, it's always going to be at a minimum the length of the episode because you have to listen to the whole episode.
Yeah, and I estimate it maybe as double that.
Yeah.
double the original recording length would be my guess.
In a perfect world, we would record, you'd do truncate silence, you'd listen through, done. But we
don't. We have shit we have to cut.
Yeah.
And and this isn't me insulting Liam as the original editor, because this is before either of us had done really any editing. Like, Liam had done a little bit of audio editing.
Not much.
No, like 3 things.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But it's noticeable that it's being edited, is my thing. And I do that sometimes. I will listen back to a bit and I'm like, you know what, there's no way I can fix this to make it sound like I didn't edit something out. So I get it. There were definitely a couple of points in there where I was like, Liam cut out a chunk of something here, and we're just dropping into the middle of something.
Yeah.
And that's not. I'm not trying to criticize you, because I made you edit those episodes.
That is true. Yeah, I know. I think editing it the way I was editing it, it came out okay.
Oh yeah. When you factor in that Liam was probably spending hours and hours manually cutting out silence.
Yeah,
I totally get why it's a little bit sloppier when it comes to those sort of bits.
Yeah. Another thing, how neither of us realised that flesh tube was not the right word.
No.
Like, I even describe it as I say at one point, imagine a flashlight. Still doesn't register to me that
it's called flashlight.
Yeah. Not flesh tube.
It's amazing listening to that, because, like, obviously it's called a flashlight. The fact that that's one of our, like, old "this is how you find us on YouTubes."
Yeah,
it's such a common, like, I know that it's called a flashlight is a nerd on nerd thing to me.
Yeah,
right. But listening to the origin of where that comes from, which is not us in the episode being like, I think it's called a flashlight, but us in post production being like, this episode's going to be called it's called a flashlight. Because we don't say that at all.
Yeah, we say flesh tube. I still would like Fleshlight to sponsor us.
If they ever listen to that episode, they'll be like, they don't even know what the fucking product is.
That is true. Yeah, I'd sample their products if they sent some and wanted a sponsorship.
Listeners, you can't see this, but Liam is looking wistfully into the distance. Honestly, he just properly...
I was thinking about it.
It was a proper, like, looking off to the side.
Yeah, I was thinking
just
about
sort of whimsically.
Yeah. So in that episode, you said that you wouldn't want to be sponsored without trying the products, which obviously...
No. In the episode, you just put words in my mouth about that, and then insist on asking me what I would use a flashlight for. Don't try and use your word mazes now, Liam. That shit won't fly anymore.
I've lost that magical touch now. I don't think I can do it
I've
these
just
days.
learned how you do it.
Yeah, there's that as well.
You just can't get away with your bullshit anymore.
No. But yeah, I'm just saying, if they were to sponsor us, I'm willing to take one for the team and be the one that samples the products.
Cool, you can do that.
Happily.
Liam also in this episode forgot who his favourite human being of all time is, and accidentally said Vin Diesel. So
that came up several times in the feedback, actually.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
In the episode, you even realise, you're like, I think I say, you're talking about how Zac Efron's beautiful, and I'm like, but you didn't put him top, and then you're like, I forgot about him.
Yeah, I know. I think that I said this to Amanda when she raised it. Like, that's just testament to how nervous I was about recording.
That you completely forgot about Zac Efron existing.
So let's jump into the feedback, because we've had
give me some feedback.
We've had Amanda tweet us, and we've had Kat email us. I'm going to start with Kat's email.
Cool. So,
from Kat, friend of the show.
Your girlfriend.
Previous guest.
Liam's girlfriend, who he forced to listen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I made her listen while I was driving her around yesterday.
Oh, God.
So, my thoughts. It hasn't aged well, has it? At all.
Nope.
Can't believe Liam forgot, in quotes, Zac Efron at first when talking about hunky men. How times have changed. I'm glad you dropped the weird random music moments in the episode, which sound really out of place. Also, Liam has lived in 2 houses which have had baths, and he still hasn't read Jon Dies at the end.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think, to be fair, I think I did say in the episode, if you like Jon Dies at the end, you should read the book.
And I didn't like it. If I remember
correctly, you don't like it.
That's true. That is true. Yeah. So, tweets from Amanda. We had several tweets from Amanda. She said, re-listened to it this morning. First, I'm sorry Ellie has to hear so much of her dead name and talk of facial hair, her sexuality, and would she use a fleshlight?
Yeah.
That couldn't have been easy to listen back to.
No, it isn't.
Other thoughts. Hey, there's interstitial music. Have I said that word right?
How do you spell it? Interstitial.
Interstitial. Let me say that again. Other thoughts. Hey, there's interstitial music. Ellie has gone on a journey of discovery over the past 3 years of the podcast, though possibly not the way Liam thought at the time.
Nope. Fair.
Entertainment news? Question mark. That went away fast.
Yep. Also fair.
Catching up with used to be Liam's favourite part of the show. And I can tell you why. Right, here's why. It's because
we used to... Listeners, we used to fold my reviews into catching up with, so it was technically my favourite part of the show because it had that in, and now that's my favourite part of the show. Whatever, Liam, no one cares.
There we go, Ellie's got that exactly right.
That was a weird impersonation. That wasn't meant to sound like Liam. I don't know who it was meant to sound like, and I'm sorry I did it. Well, honestly.
It's there now. And our loving anniversary special.
I've ruined it. Carry on.
When did you decide to make Swap My Culture the slogan and not the segment name? I don't think it was a deliberate decision.
Yeah, no idea. I think a lot of... That's one of the things. Like I said, the beginning of the show is Welcome to the Nerd on Nerd podcast. And, I don't think there was an active choice to change these things.
Just lots of happy accidents.
Culture Swap sounds better than Swap My Culture.
Definitely.
As a title. And Swap My Culture is a much better tagline.
Yeah. Zephron would be disappointed that he wasn't named a sexiest man by Liam and was only added on later. What I don't get right is how, in my mind, before landing on Zephron... Somehow I went Vin Diesel.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't think he'd make even my top 10.
No, I assume The Rock's higher than him.
Yeah, well, The Rock I did mention.
Yeah, but not higher than Vin Diesel.
No, so The Rock, Ryan Gosling, they're definitely... They stay. Obviously, Zac Efron's top. But, Chris Hemsworth, he'd have gone on there. What other hunky men are there that I like?
Sorry. Trying to think. Chris Pine? You into Chris Pine? No, fair. The other Hemsworth brothers? Are there two of them?
There's Liam Hemsworth, but nah.
No.
Tom Hardy, maybe?
Oh, Tom Hardy's definitely high up on mine.
I'm just trying to think of, I've just Googled hunky famous men, and for some reason Ricky Gervais came up.
Weird.
Yeah, not who I would have gone with.
No.
Ben Affleck, I'd put.
Yeah, that's fair. Matt Damon?
Nah.
No?
Nah. Brad Pitt in his heyday, maybe. Oh, Jason Momoa. He could go on there.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't a section for you to be adding a lot of hunky men to your list, Liam, so can we just go back to the original point? Stop scrolling, I can see it in the reflection of your glasses.
Chris Pratt, maybe?
Close it!
Do you know what? Jake Gyllenhaal in Southpaw.
Okay, we're getting very distracted from the main topic here.
Michael B. Jordan.
Okay, cool. Yep, cool.
Yeah. Add a bit of chocolate to the drink.
Might have to edit that out. That felt weird.
Is that racist?
Probably.
It's not
Just go back to the original question.
A man said the episode is a bit rough around the edges, but it's good for a first episode. That's generous, Amanda. Thank you.
Yeah, I think you're being very generous.
I remember listening to it the first time and thinking, yeah, these guys are funny and their friendship shows through. I'll download the next one.
I like that you added that tone to Amanda there. Yeah, these guys are funny.
That's kind of how I imagine it. I'll give him another go. And then we hooked her.
I would like to know specifically when Amanda was like, I'm going to keep listening to these guys. Because I admit, I sort of picture Amanda saying that in that first one as well. Sort of like, yeah, I'll give it a try. But Amanda's gone on to become, one of our biggest fans.
I think she's the only person out there, besides the two of us... Actually, no, fuck that, not even that. I think she's the only person out there that's listened to every single episode.
I think I've probably listened to every episode.
I haven't yet.
I think I have.
No, I think there's probably episodes that I edited that you maybe didn't listen to. But I don't know.
Well, I used to double check your episodes.
That's true. I will get there once I caught up with YouTube.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I can say safely, Amanda...
I mean, wait, just very quickly. One point. We've both listened to every episode, because we record them.
Yeah.
When we're saying these words, we are listening. So I think we've heard every episode.
There are definitely times where I'm talking and I can literally see you tuning out.
Oh, yeah, when you're reviewing boring films.
Exactly. So, Amanda listens to those, but I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Amanda said that we've both grown as podcasters over the last 3 years, and she's loved listening to every minute of it. Thanks for being my first pod friends and for all the great entertainment.
Thanks, Amanda.
So, thank you for listening. I did respond to that saying, I honestly can't tell if we've grown or regressed sometimes.
I don't know why Liam's so negative about it.
Amanda said, totally grown. You are much more at ease on mic now.
Yeah, we are.
So...
Sometimes I wish the listeners could see your little face when you say some of these things.
What do you mean?
There was just an air of smugness. You could tell he was proud. Honestly, no, I think it would have touched Amanda's heart to see your little face light up like that, Liam.
Yeah, I think as long as we can keep making Amanda happy, that's all we could really ask for.
That's our only goal. Is we need to keep Amanda on board.
Yeah, as soon as Amanda's like, oh, I'm going to stop listening, we've done something very well.
Yeah, let us know if you ever want to stop listening, Amanda, because we'll quit.
No pressure. In all honesty, so, okay, this is our anniversary special, right? And we both enjoy doing the show. We both enjoy talking to each other.
Yep.
I don't know if we've done this on previous anniversary episodes or not, but I'd like to just take a little moment here and ask you...
I'm putting a suspicious face.
Yeah, you have a very suspicious face.
I don't like it.
Ask you if you have any, like, goals or plans for, like, the next year of Nerd on Nerd.
Yeah?
That you're willing to share with the listeners.
Yeah, sure. I mean, in terms of Nerd on Nerd, I just, I want the show to keep improving like I think it has been.
Yeah, at least one of us does.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then, like, my only other goal is to get out potentially the second podcast that we'll be doing.
Yeah.
Which is a goal for the early next year.
Yeah. For me...
Get the YouTube done?
Yeah, that's going to happen hopefully in the next year, I reckon.
Get below 1,090 films on your DVD tally?
Let's not worry about that. That's just...
Sorry, you're trying to have an emotional moment and I'm ruining it. Carry on.
No, yeah. Let's not talk about the DVD tally this episode, I think, maybe. We're
going to.
No, my goal for next year is to try... This year, I think we've both been a bit slack. Or yeah. No, I have at least.
We both have.
In trying to get guests on, because it takes time getting timings all synced up and all that sort of stuff. We have had some guests on this year, but I want to make more of an effort next year to not only get some of our guests on to return, but also get some new guests on. Yeah,
big names. Chris Hemsworth.
Zac Efron.
Robert Downey Jr. We're going for everyone. We've got lots of pots on the fire.
Well, one thing that I really want to do next year as well is take some of our guests that have already been on and start mixing them up. So one plan that we've already discussed that they've agreed to is having Amanda and Kat join us together on an episode next year. So doing things like that, I think different sort of guest combinations is something that I'd like to try.
Okay.
When we started... You didn't know this because, or maybe you did. I don't remember. I always pictured Nerd on Nerd as being in little 6-episode seasons almost, which is why
I know you used to think this.
Yeah, Nerd News ran for 6 episodes. And the first 12, 18 was us experimenting with different things. We've since long forgotten all of that. But my goal was always every 6 episodes to get a guest, and I want to try and go back to that. If not,
I don't think you should set this goal out loud on the podcast.
Well, no,
if you fail to meet it.
It's not every every 6 episode is a guest. Just within every 6, we have a guest.
Yeah, I still think this is a goal that you might not achieve.
We probably won't.
I mean, if you put it out to the universe, maybe it will happen, Liam.
Exactly.
Noel Edmonds would be completely on board with this.
Yeah, it might be like a vision board type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to put it out there, so we're held accountable to it.
You're such a teenager.
What? It could be
vision board.
It could be that we get towards the end of next year, and I'm like, shit, we haven't had any guests on. We've now got to have 5 episodes back to back of guests to make up the numbers.
I've got 3,000 DVDs to watch.
Anyway, so yeah, that's one thing that I'd like to work on next year.
Okay.
Yeah, I've taken steps. I've started a little Google sheet.
It's funny when Liam tries to start a Google sheet, listeners.
Don't worry about it.
He doesn't really understand them, but he's getting there.
I would also, on a personal level, like to fix the issue of why my audio sometimes clicks.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that we don't mention on the podcast very much. We did it when it first started, and you will have noticed it, because it's in a fair few of the episodes, and recently it's come back again. Liam's audio, clicks randomly.
But when
we've tried
record
everything.
Test versions and listen back, I don't find it.
I mean, Liam's test versions are usually 10 seconds long, and usually the clicking starts 10 minutes in.
Yeah, exactly. And it's there's no visual identifier when you're recording that it's there.
Yeah.
So I can't tell until we've recorded, and I don't know what's causing it because it's so intermittent. So I'm like, well, is it a microphone issue? Is it a laptop issue?
We just don't know.
No. So that would be something.
But that's a good goal. I think that's a good goal for you to try and get fixed.
I might try and get a new microphone. If any listeners have recommendations for microphones, we'll see. Any other goals? Probably not.
Get a big name on. That'd be quite cool.
I don't think that's going to happen.
No, but it's a good goal to have.
Alright, I think we can try. I have said to you,
I'd love to get the McElroy brothers on here. They'd never come on a show this small because they're one of the biggest podcasting names, and they have a TV show and shit. I'd love to get them on. I love those boys.
I'd like to get Jonathan Ross on.
All right, well, aim a bit lower, mate. He's got the idea that I'm so anti yours.
He's got a podcast he's recently launched. That's,
but he's not going to like us.
Oh, no, he follows me on Twitter though.
Yeah, you've told me this before.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think
maybe just tweet him.
I think another goal that we should both work on is
how dare you?
Huh?
I said, how dare you?
is being a little bit more confident to approach bigger names and ask them to come on. Which is why I don't want to do it.
These are all. I feel like these are all goals that are sort of back scenes of the main show. I don't think we need to be putting all these on here.
I'll let you make the decision when you edit it.
Yeah. I liked your initial goals. I think you can just chill out on the goals now, Liam. You've done your goals. We've got goals.
No, I have one other goal, and that is to try and get more than an average of 20 listens an episode, which is a good number.
No, we get more than that.
Not on average.
I think on average.
No.
Yeah.
Not on new episodes.
Listens, are you talking about?
Yeah.
Depends on what you mean. Depends on how you're going to read those. Depends on how you read the stats. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't tell people our stats. They know they're bad. They don't need to hear it. I'm editing all this out.
Alright. I
wish we'd get more than 28 subscribers on YouTube.
More than 30 would be nice.
We have more subscribers than we get latest episode plays.
Yeah.
We do it at a weird time. It's fine.
No, look, here's the thing. I want the YouTube to get up to date. I want the podcast to get better. I want people to enjoy us. I want more guests. And I want both of us to just keep having fun.
Yeah, cool. Thanks. I think that's a good goal.
Thank you. Anything else?
How do you rate the first episode of Nerd on Nerd? 1 out of 5. Done? No.
Yeah, no, that's out of 5. That's a good question. I
honestly, I'm going to give it a 2, and that's not an insult to the first episode. I genuinely think we have better episodes.
I'm going to give it a 3.
Better episodes. Okay.
I think it's all right. For the first episode, I think it's not terrible, but also it's not great.
I'd advise no one listens to it. To be honest, just start with introducing Ellie. It's everyone's favourite.
It is a fan favourite for some reason.
That annoys Liam. I love it.
That is a question. If you've listened this far, what is your favourite episode so far? Is it this one? Doubt it.
Wow. Oh, Liam, before we go.
Yeah.
Just to round off, this is a good anniversary show. We've had a good go of it.
What we're doing next
time? Round it off. Well,
for my birthday special?
Do you want to do that first? All right, go on then. I'll let you have your fun first.
Yeah, so it's my birthday. Well, here's the other thing that just grinds my gears, right?
Yeah.
Because my birthday is so inconveniently placed in the year, we always have to do my birthday special weeks before my actual birthday.
Yeah, because we've got the Christmas special coming out soon.
New Year's
Roundup's an episode.
Yeah. So,
So Liam has to put his little birthday episode in a bit early, and he doesn't like it. No. And I'm sorry for that, Liam.
Yeah, because I've just edited your birthday episode from 2017, and you have a great time. You get to talk about Princess Mononoke, and you get to talk about, in your catching up with, all of your birthday things you did. I can't talk about the birthday things I did in my catching up with, because it's still 3 weeks until my fucking birthday. You can talk about what
you're going to do.
I'm going to Hamilton to see... No?
But not now. It's all falling apart at the end of the show, listeners.
at the end.
All right, it's just the whole thing's just a slowly unravelling knot.
Yeah.
So what are we doing for your... Everyone knows.
Birthday episode. My special birthday episode. I am going to be 31 years old.
Old.
And...
Not old.
I mean, it can't be worse than last year, can it? At the end of the day.
No, if everyone probably remembers Liam having just getting so upset that he was going to be 30.
Yeah, that. And also the whole medical diagnosis the day
before.
Yeah,
well, that was also bad. Obviously.
It wasn't a good year. No. We're 1 year later. No further closer to a cure yet, but, whatever. It's fine. God. It's fine. Who needs eyes? I do.
You've got perfectly good ears. They have audio descriptions, Liam.
It's not the same. Anyway, so... for my special birthday episode, I've been... This is very special, listeners. I feel honoured. Ellie has granted me permission to do a double bill, 2 films back to back.
I want this on the record. This is not permission for you to do this every time.
No.
Because this is exactly the kind of thing where a year from now you'll go, well, I did 2 last time, why can't I do 2 again? No,
I'll be like, why can't I do 3?
Yeah, exactly. This is very specifically, I'm allowing this this one time, because I'm nice.
Yes, yeah. Also, I've really struggled coming up with something this year.
It gets harder, because I don't know, I just think we share a lot of interest, and we've already done a lot of the big things that we're interested in.
Last year, I think I did your sister's sister, right? To give you a good mumblecore experience.
Yeah, because we had the bad mumblecore, the good mumblecore.
The bad one wasn't a birthday special, though.
No, that's true. That was just a random mumblecore.
Yeah. So I was like, do I give Ellie another mumblecore? Because there's a really mumbly wombly core that I want to give you, but I don't know if you're going to like it or not. And
and Liam made such a big fuss of all the times I'm mean to him. I'm doing that in air quotes for my birthday specials.
Yeah.
So it would have been such a dick move.
Yeah, so I've been granted this special permission to do this double bill. I will explain why I've chosen this on the next episode.
Yeah.
But what we are doing next time for Liam's super special birthday episode, Mamma Mia and Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again.
Sorry. I know we were having... This is a really good, friendly episode. We're having a good time. How are you pronouncing Mamma Mia?
Mamma Mia.
Are you saying Mama?
Mamma Mia.
Okay.
Is it Mama?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Mamma Mia?
Yeah, Mama.
Mama?
Yeah, it's not spelled M-U-M-M-A. It's not Mamma Mia. It's Mamma Mia. Have you listened to the song Mamma Mia?
It's not Mamma Mia.
Right. We've got some fact-checking to do.
That's fine. We'll save it for the next episode.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure...
Just a very quick point. You can send in your thoughts on this.
Yeah.
But we're recording this. We left... Basically, we deliberately postponed recording this one so we could get some feedback done.
Yeah.
We are recording this... We're recording the next episode either the day after this one comes up...
Yeah.
Or 2 days after. So you're not going to have a whole lot of time... to interact.
No, but
you can still send it in afterwards and we can
yeah, like send me birthday wishes and shit.
Yeah, still say happy birthday to Liam.
Yeah, and we'll read it out on our Christmas special, which will still probably be recorded before my birthday.
Sorry, Liam, that's Jesus' birthday, not yours.
I don't give a fuck. So, that's what we're doing next time. Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. I'm sure that's how they say it in the song.
Both of them. First one and the second one.
Yep. Back to back, though. That's what I'm going to do. I don't know about you, but I'm watching them. I'm having tomorrow night. I'm watching them. Cat's out because she has to be for this.
And you're having a boys' night in.
Yes. Gonna pop some sparkly and get a pizza.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna watch these 2 films, and it's gonna be brilliant.
Fair enough.
But are you doing them back to back? Is my question.
Maybe I'll try, but like if I watch the first one and I hate it, I might not watch them back to back. I don't think I will.
I hope you don't.
You know me, I'm pretty... There's not many things on this show that I've been anti.
Yeah. And also, I just want to point out, there's no reason to watch it back to back.
Yeah.
I just think that'd be more fun.
That's just how Liam's doing it with his sparkly and pizza.
Yes, exactly. So that was it for Nerd on Nerd.
Oh, was it?
I think so, yeah.
Come on, it's the anniversary special, Liam. We need to give the listeners what they want.
They've had...
Because clearly, listeners, I don't know if you can pick up on this. Maybe it's just a visual thing.
Oh, I remember.
Liam doesn't want me to do the numbers.
I remembered another thing that was a bit that I quite enjoyed in episode 1. It's called a fleshlight.
Was it the fact that I didn't do this?
No, it's when I talk about being cursed by a witch with a massive cock. So how can they find us on social media?
They can tweet us at 1067 was the last number that Liam gave me, or they can message us on Facebook at what is the current number, Liam?
What's the goal?
You've got to get by the. I think the goal is at the recording of the New Year special, right?
Yeah.
Which isn't technically a special, but I'm saying special.
Yeah. At
the recording of that, you have to be below 1091, which was the original start when we first started doing this.
Yeah.
Now, listeners, those of you keeping track, Liam is technically on 1067, but he bought a Disney box set of 50 films, which hadn't arrived the last time we recorded.
Yeah.
And also the Criterion sale was coming up, which Liam had traditionally spends too much money on.
Yeah.
So I think that's why he's a bit reticent to do this bit.
So there was a minor blessing with the Criterion sale, in that Barnes & Noble, right, who do the Criterion sale, have now stopped shipping to Europe.
Oh.
So
you couldn't get any. Liam didn't get any films.
Well,
look at that miracle. Christmas miracle, just in time.
I bought 3 on Amazon.
Yeah. 3 individual films.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not box sets.
Well, the thing is, right, I'd forgotten that a while back, and we're talking like a few months ago now, I ordered a Criterion box set on Amazon. I sort of forgot about, and it
forgot about it.
I just forgot I'd ordered it.
Now, Liam, do you understand why we're doing this list? Yeah. When you say things like that, this is what this whole list thing is meant to be helping you with.
It arrived, all right.
What was your reaction to it arriving? Just out of interest, were you like, "Oh, cool, I got that box set I ordered," or were you like, "Fuck, this is going to ruin the total"?
It was that last one.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad that it's starting to work then, Liam.
It is starting to work. I sent Amanda a picture of the box set when it arrived with just the word underneath saying, "Damn it."
How many is it?
I mean, the number now is 1,000.
Yeah.
And 94.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what? That's at least just under 30 films? Well, I guess we're not factoring in...
It was 30 films. But I had watched a few, so that's why... So it was 30 films.
Okay. That's not good.
It's not great, because now...
You're now 3 above the number.
Now I need to really hope that this Disney box set gets delayed.
Yeah, you do. And it's not going to.
That's due for release middle of December, I think. So it might not get here by the time we record.
But I believe I said in the last episode that I didn't know if I'd allow you to have that. I don't think you can claim a win.
It depends. It depends when we record.
Here's what my argument will be, right? And I think this is fair. If at the recording of the New Year special, you are below 1091, but the Disney films are arriving at some point, I don't think you get a win. I don't think I get a win. I think we have to call that a tie and then re-establish what the goal for the year after will be. And I think the punishment and prize will have to be bigger, obviously, if that happens.
I'm trying to figure out when this bloody... Oh, here we go. When it gets released. Fuck. It's released on the 3rd of December.
Oh, right, okay. So hopefully it'll take them more than a month.
No, it's fine. So what we do is we record my birthday special on Tuesday, the Christmas special on Wednesday, and then the New Year's special on Thursday.
No, not quite.
Yeah. So right. So okay.
I love that you're going to be. I love that you're going to be worrying every time the post comes and rings the doorbell, where you're like, "Is this a big box of 50 DVDs?" You could still watch 50 DVDs.
That's the goal now.
You've got a month.
I've got a month.
That's like 2 a day.
I finish work on the 20th of December.
Okay.
I'm not back to work until the 3rd of January.
Okay, so you've got a week and a bit over Christmas.
Yeah. I'm going to calm down playing my PlayStation, I think.
Yep. I think you might have to get below this.
Yep. And start watching the films I've got that are like an hour and 10 minutes long. And try and get like 2 of those done a night.
Yeah. Okay.
basically the only way of doing this.
I think it might be, yeah. Oh, I'm excited now. This is like when you get in a race and suddenly you get into the last leg.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh, well, now it's all to play for.
Yeah, because I was doing so well, and I think
you were so on track. Months ago I'd given up. I was like, Liam's got it.
Yeah, you were pretty resigned to the fact that
not resigned. Like I always say, Liam, both outcomes to this are good for me. You either get below the number, and I'm like, cool, I've helped you like work towards this goal, or you fail. I'm like, oh shit, my friend can't do this, but also I get to give him a shitty punishment.
Yeah. Next year is going to be my year.
Okay. Well, I think you said that last year as well. So
no, but next year, right? So this year was all about figuring out how to stop buying so many films. Next year is going to be getting that number below 1,000.
Sorry, do you think you achieved that goal because you bought 50 Disney films?
But it was only
and then a box set that you'd forgotten about arrived.
Alright, so next, I'm making the claim on the podcast now. Whatever happens, next year, by the end of the year, it's going to be below 1,000.
Okay. Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. That's bold. That's a bold claim.
All or nothing.
Alright, I'm down with it.
All or nothing.
I'm down with it, buddy. Liam said he can get below 1,000 next year.
Yeah, and I think if I do, that's it. We stop doing the DVD challenge.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. And then I can just buy as much as I want.
That's like the ultimate prize to this DVD challenge.
Because then
I'll stop doing it.
And I don't get held accountable, and I can just buy as many as I want.
That's fine. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Then I'm just going to move on to PlayStation 4 games.
Oh, let's not do that.
Right. Is that... No, we need to do... Liam, if people want to get in contact with us to wish you a happy birthday or let us know about Mamma Mia.
Or if they want to send payment. Birthday payment. Bit of birthday money.
Don't do that, listeners. Don't send him money, please.
No, don't. No, but do send me nice thoughts and Zac Efron gifts, please, to @nerdonnerd. Or email us, nerdonnerdpod@gmail.com. Email us, like... I don't know, a story about Zac Efron wishing me a happy birthday. I'd like that. You can go on Facebook and put some Zac Efron pictures on there for me. That's Nerd on Nerd Pod. Facebook.com/NerdOnNerdPod. Rate and review us on iTunes. Give us a 5-star rating and say this is the best non-official Zac Efron podcast I've ever listened to.
If you do that enough, maybe Zac Efron will guest on the show next year.
Could you imagine, though?
It would be so weird.
I don't know if
you're getting distracted. Carry on. Don't get distracted.
I got distracted. Sorry. YouTube. Go to youtube.com. Just search Nerd on Nerd, all one word. Look us up. I don't know. Comment about Zac Efron on there as well. We've got reviews that are already on there of Zac Efron movies. Go give those some love. Give them some likes. Give them some shares. Oh, shit. I forgot about something for housekeeping. We had a comment on YouTube that I actually forgot about. I know our YouTube channel's actually getting comments now.
We're so well organised. Look at this.
This is my bad.
The end of the episode, and Liam's got a housekeeping.
That's my bad. YouTube ain't loading, fuck's sake.
Do you want me to load it?
Nah, it's alright. I'm getting there. Where are you? There it is. Okay. So. Oh, wait. It's loaded the wrong video. I've got it. So. On Dunkirk, reviewed by Liam, Patrick Hankin commented, saying, "It's not set over one day, it's set over 3 different timelines. Beach equals 7 days, sea equals 1 day, air equals 1 hour. The timelines converge at the end of the film, meaning that the events you see unfold in each timeline at the beginning of the film are very far apart, maximum 1 week, but by the end of the film, they are aligned as the film pulls each story together at the climax of the movie. So, the 3 stories, timelines, occur in sequence within their respective timelines, but the film cuts between them. In other words, until the last 10 minutes of the film, the events are not running parallel with each other."
Fair enough.
Correct. 100% correct. I don't know why in the review I said it was over the space of 1 day. Maybe because I don't plan my reviews as well as I should. But... can't argue. So
you got caught out, Liam.
Do you know what? This is where YouTube is a a blessing, really, because people can listen and can correct us on those rare occasions we're wrong, and we can say thank you.
Thanks, Patrick.
Thanks, Patrick. I appreciate you taking the time to explain the intricacies of Dunkirk to us like we're children.
Well, Patrick, a very, very quick question. What's it like in the year 2020? Do we have flying cars? Do you see, Liam? The joke is that it will take him this long to hear this episode because he's a YouTube listener. I saw there was a look of confusion there on Liam, and I'll admit, the joke was a long throw, but I liked it.
Bye.
Bye.